everyone. Welcome to Everyone I Know, the podcast where we argue about the mundane. We're here again. Oh, baby boy, we're here. In the Troy Castle in the sky with the angels,
nope.
The demons.
We've already done that
the
one.
Cherubim,
the cherubs,
and the seraphim.
The seraphim.
All
the
the
seraphim
orders
wax.
of angels in heaven and hell.
Okay.
I'm here with my producer, Brendan.
Hello.
And my brother, Chris.
What's going on, folks? Thanks for listening. If you're listening to us, this episode of Everyone I Know is brought to you by... what is it brought to you by? Patrons, I guess.
Patreon.
If you give us money, thank you. We appreciate you. If you want to support us, you can go to not everyoneiknow.com. Go to patreon.com/everyoneiknow. You can give us a couple bucks. We'll give you a pengus. If you want an audiobook...
You go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
How about that?
Don't give Bezos more money.
Yeah.
He did pay us, though.
Yeah, we bought Taco Bell with it.
Yeah, well, actually, no, the other 30 was going to the new mixer.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a new mixer. It's very exciting.
It's very exciting.
So thank you all. You're so beautiful, and I love you so much. We have the pleasure this week. We have the light, we have the love, we have the joy to have two return guests, two heavy hitters, I would even say.
I'd say that.
The heavy hitters do it again. Call 1-800 Marty and Dan.
Oh.
Hey, guys, what's up? Tell us about yourself.
I'm Martin Pohl, and
I'm Dan Paoletti, King of Albany.
I thought you were King of Troy.
Mm-mm.
no, we had to do a coin toss on that, and they gave me Albany.
Oh, okay, well.
Everybody got home safe.
No, I'm Martin. I want you to know that because he's going to say shit I don't agree with.
I'm Dan, and I've been caught, so...
So we're so excited to have you two back on the podcast, and I prepared a little song, and I hope it's not stupid, but it's very stupid, and I love it, and here it goes.
Dan and Marty. Dan and Marty. Dan and Marty. Dan and Marty. It's fucking Dan and Marty. They're here to have a party. They're back now on the podcast. They're now back on at long last. They're on the cast together. And how could it get better?
If you're not a stinky dum-dum, sit back and have some real fun.
90 seconds of trying to not catch anyone's gaze.
That song was more enthusiastic about Marty and I's relationship than I am. I'm flattered.
I tried to get the speech thing that I was doing to get anywhere near being like, it's fucking Dan and Marty. They're here to have a party.
Okay.
Pretty good for a computer.
Yeah. It's actually an app on my phone, and it makes me watch an ad every time I make it say something.
And do you get Bloomberg ads?
I get Bloomberg ads. I get a lot of ads for different app-based games, which I'm always interested
Iowa
in.
Caucus.
Yeah.
There's got to be an Iowa caucus game.
Oh, sure. It's Shadow.
It has to.
Shadow app, owned by Acronym.
Well, don't worry. They were just forced to walk back some of the results.
Oh yeah, because there's like Twitter sleuths were all over.
Because they gave Deval Patrick Bernie Sanders delegates.
Someone should have known something was up when Deval Patrick got any votes.
Who the
Because
fuck even is that?
he was he was somebody that like
They're like,
All right.
right now, I could have made that name up, and Chris would be no the wiser.
he was somebody that they thought would run, but then he didn't until late, and he's
former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick, who's largely responsible for the universal health coverage in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Who has not held office in long enough for you and I and most other people to forget who he was. Jumped
Joined
into
late,
the
too.
primary pool right after, like within a week of the New York Times running a big opinion piece called "Is there anyone else?" Just confidently answered that question.
Yeah, they put up the Duvall signal in the sky.
Jesus Christ.
They devaluated the devaluated.
Yeah, I think then when Blueberg jumped in, they were like, "Oh, okay, good. Now we got somebody."
Yeah, we're throwing all the spaghetti at the wall.
Duvall, calm down. Pull back.
We have a different guy from the Northeast who's even more unlikable.
All right. So if you're new to the podcast, every week our father, he listens to the previous episode of the podcast, and then he sends us his little recap. We call it the Old Man Minute. I can't read out loud, but guess who can? Brendan can.
Brendan's our dad.
I can read this whole thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's
All
all
right.
right. He yelled at me today. He said I shouldn't be redacting stuff, and I
Well,
told
then
him
don't.
I told him to get his own fucking podcast.
Yeah.
I would listen to it. It could
Come
be
on,
accounting advice
You can come on Dan and Marty like to party. I think it's been custom
about
built for us,
accounting.
Yeah.
57, 59, 88, 92, hike! I hate football. Here we are again on Super Bowl Sunday. I've got the game on mute just to watch the commercials as I pen this OMM. We're acronizing this now.
Yep.
Just a couple of technical
all about
corrections
branding.
to episode 126. The hockey movie Brendan was thinking of was The Mighty Ducks with Charlie Sheen's brother, Emilio Estevez.
That's not
Charlie Sheen starred in Hot Shots, a parody of Top Gun. That is why I confused them.
Yeah, Hot Shots Part 2.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Once more, or close the wall up with our English dead. I don't know what that's a reference to. Topic
I don't know.
111.
French
Stuff-
people killing
Stuff
English.
to cook with. I am in near total agreement with your observations. As to further this point, I am reading the book Miss Olivia Nandy got me for Christmas, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, by Salmon Nosrat. Is that how you pronounce her name?
I have no idea.
It's a cookbook based on food chemistry, much like Alton Brown's show, Good Eats. Brendan, your comment that I like cumin until I taste it in the recipe is like saying, I like to fuck until it starts feeling good. Kindly rethink this. Chris, bay leaves are not a placebo.
Yes, they fucking are.
Growing up, Grandma's cooking was pretty bland, but when she put bay leaves into stews, I could definitely taste the
Take it down,
difference.
big fucking bay leaf. Fuck that shit.
You do know you
Doesn't
need to
do
break the
anything.
leaves at least in half to release the flavor, right?
Yes, it's all fucking. It's a charade.
You should just
Topic 2.
mash it all up. Release all the essential oils. That's what it's for.
Rock is dead. What is music? It's art and culture that is pleasant to the ear. Terms like euphonious, dulcet, canorous, mellifluous, etc. are associated with music. Thanks, Wikipedia. I enjoy many forms of music. I'm not concerned with what genre it comes from, but simply whether or not I enjoy listening to it. At the end of the day, isn't that what it's here to provide? Topic 3. You want a robot to kill you? I don't have a choice. Remember how Vader fucked up the Da Vinci robotic surgical robot? Well, the best settlement my attorney, Vinny Gambini, could get is a duel with this robot over damages. We both get to bring 2 weapons. Mr. Da Vinci settled on 2 super sharp titanium scalpels. I decided on my Remington 870 12 gauge and a sledgehammer. I plan on bum rushing the opposition, flanking and dispatching his IT geek handlers, and then reducing the cocky refrigerator to scrap. Or maybe he'll slice, dice, and make julienne fries out of me. Stay tuned. Love, old man.
Man, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, you have no
a
fucking
little
idea
confused.
what's
Yes.
going on.
Iowa caucus, State of the Union, and the impeachment vote all by Wednesday. What's on board for the rest of the week? Coronavirus Armageddon? Oh my God.
Nice. We hit all the talking points. That was good. That was a solid week in review.
Hey, you don't even need to listen to the last episode now.
Exactly.
I'd say listen to last episode.
And
Like a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's like over and over and
Just
over
download
again.
it and dump it and
Yeah.
download it and dump it and get an Audible subscription.
I actually, so remember when you got that email from the guy saying they'll make us #1
Yeah.
podcast?
He asked us if we'd been how are we doing. I said we're #2 podcast in India.
And he said to give us #1.
He
Yeah.
would give us #1. Yeah.
That's a whole like scheme you can actually pay for. I listened to another podcast about it.
What?
Where you like
a
give
botnet?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
These guys just like log into like iPhone accounts and just download and dump the episodes over and over again until they push people up to the top of the thing.
Sick.
Yeah, then
How
they,
much
then they
does
start.
that cost?
The one dude that did it, it cost him $5 for like 1 week, and the guy's like, "You like being on top? Okay, let's get you a monthly subscription going on. We'll keep you up there."
Because that'll give us great momentum.
Yeah. Is this the same company that foments political division?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Where is the server?
Show me to the side.
Print out the server. Give it to me in a manila envelope, please. All right. On that note, we're moving on now to topic number 1.
The Old Man Minute has inspired me.
Okay.
By the way, his writing has gotten very succinct and to the point. And,
Yeah, we had a conversation
spicy.
about that.
No. It's improved quite a bit from when I first started listening. So kudos. But the OMM has inspired me to learn. We say a lot of spicy, sort of leftist leaning things in this room, and I want to know. Everyone has, I believe, at least one significant outlier position in their political viewpoint, right? This is how we try to bring conservatives towards socialism, or the conservatives try to bring us towards. So I want to hear from everyone about their most dearly held conservative viewpoint. I'll start if it makes it easier for everyone.
Okay, sure.
I'm a big Second Amendment guy.
I am too.
Yeah, same.
You can't take
here.
mine.
Well, no,
You
like,
can't
I'm
take my
giving-
guns or my stance.
I'm co-signing that. I do think that's a valid.
we were raised in a very pro-gun household.
Yeah, and
Gun safety, as well, is a big
yeah,
part of that.
Yeah.
guns are sick as long as you don't shoot anyone or a lot of
Yeah.
people at a school with them.
Yeah.
That's cool with
Yeah,
me.
there's a lot of history behind them. You can make a lot of money on them too.
I think the gun debate's manufactured.
Yeah,
Most people who are even like big Second Amendment people still support like the vast majority of
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
what anti-gun people want to do.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. There should be fucking background checks for guns.
Yeah, you can't have a tank or a bazooka, so you can have a regular gun that shoots regular bullets.
There's
not
like 97% support.
Okay,
for
see, now you're straying
background
away
checks.
from...
What I would say is that Mark.
I'm saying
what I
I'm a
would
big
say-
Second Amendment guy. And by that, I mean that you should have guns and tanks and bazookas and...
Marx would say that under no pretext should arms be stripped from the working class.
That is true.
I agree.
And-
Mao pretty much said that too.
Yep.
With a gun.
Lenin said it too.
I can't. I'm trying to think about conservative viewpoints that I hold. Is there anything we can throw out that maybe will hit on me? I mean, I think we should kill all landlords, but I feel like that's not a right wing position.
Is that conservative?
That's like
that's
more
again,
Mao.
that's
That's like
more- yeah.
Maoist. That's what made me think of it.
Marty, you got one?
I think Pearl Jam has some good music.
Oh, man. I was not expecting to get
All right,
this far.
Marty.
It's all.
You're gonna...
Damn, it's turned into a Joe Rogan episode real quick.
This episode peaked real early.
Does he like Pearl Jam? Joe Rogan?
No, I don't know. I just
He
think that
looks
maybe
like he
conservatives.
does.
Jeremy spoken.
my-
Joe Rogan spoken.
My fiance
Jeremy
loves Pearl Jam.
Corbin.
I don't know. I think Joe Rogan looks like a guy that
Corbin.
like just listens to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin or like fucking Hoobastank.
Just Led
constantly.
Zeppelin.
Joe Rogan.
Just fucking
Joe
Hoobastank.
Rogan listens to dubstep while he does MMA and does Buddhism. That's what
And
he
does Buddhism.
while he's fucking rolling on Molly.
While he's rolling on Molly. Yes, thank
What do
you.
they call that? Like active Buddhist?
It's like active yoga. It's like hot yoga, the Bikram stuff, the
it's
one
like-
that came
it's
from the
hot
rapist.
Buddha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great documentary.
Yeah. Fuck Bikram.
Does anybody else genuinely have one? Like
I'm
stance?
trying to think. Like, I'm behind you with the Second Amendment stuff.
I say no PDA ever. I don't like PDA.
Oh, I agree, yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm kind of
That's
behind
conservative?
that as
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pretty puritanical. Don't be kissing on me. I don't care.
Don't take up the whole sidewalk holding hands.
How
That's a
fucking
big no-no,
dare you?
well.
Yeah. Why even hold hands? It's just, who's that for? It's to show everyone else that you're dating. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Guess what? I'm dating you now. I'm dating both of you. We're in a
I can see you two
triad.
holding hands under the table.
We're holding toes.
Which is,
Doesn't
it's
count.
nice that you conceal it. I appreciate that.
I like how I actually looked, even though they're so far apart. It's anatomically impossible.
What if we had really long hands just for that express purpose? Could you imagine?
Which part of the
Pretty
hand
wild.
would be long in that scenario?
Oh, just the
finger or
fingies, yeah.
Just
Oh
the-
no, the
just
middle
the
of the hand.
pinky
No,
hand.
no, no,
Middle of the
the
hand.
middle of
Yeah.
the hand, like from American Werewolf from London.
Yes,
like it
yes,
expands
that's what I
out.
was
Exactly.
thinking. Yeah. A
Just,
long
just the
hand.
pinky.
I can't think of a single
No one
conservative.
here's, like,
what's a
pro
conservative?
deregulation.
What's a conservative viewpoint that doesn't suck ass? Like most of it's just about oppressing people, as far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you. I'll give you mine.
Okay, go ahead.
I hate nanny state shit.
Nanny state. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I would
surveillance state.
I'm going to tell you, like, I'm going to regulate what size sodas we're going to sell. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay, I can get back.
I would replace the entire social welfare state with like just flat negative incomes for flat basic incomes for everybody. Not like the fucking Yang UBI one, but like I would, if you would get like right now, if you would get the equivalent of like $1,000 in like TANF and SNAP and everything, I would rather just give you $1,000. I don't want to get involved in like
I
See,
agree.
but that's
what
another
food
that's
you're buying.
That's
shit.
another Marxist stance, though.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's necessarily a Marxist stance. Like,
Just
It's
give 'em
about
money.
giving resource directly to
Yeah.
but it's a little bit of
Yes.
it's a little bit of a tough
redistribution.
situation because this was the conservative stance on social welfare like 40 years ago. Like, we shouldn't be telling people like what they need to do with the money, and the liberal stance was no, we need to guide people by like you have food stamps for food and stuff like that. But like shit's so whacked out now.
Yeah.
That it's hard because like I don't know, it's weird.
My mom, who I'm trying to bring from, I don't think she's picked a candidate, but I'm trying to bring her solidly onto the Bernie side right now. But we had a weird conversation about like human dignity versus just giving people stuff, as if those, I don't know where she got the idea that those ideas are
So like if somebody
diametrically
gave me
opposed.
$50, that makes
Yeah.
me think I hate myself? No.
No,
that's not
well, I
true.
think
No,
it's that there's not a clear distinction in a lot of people's minds between
Yeah, okay.
equality, equity, and justice. Like
Right.
Yeah,
that
that-
paradigm,
I guess.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not. So it's like as opposed to removing the constraints that create injustice.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of just solving the issue, people kind of try to paint like, well,
Right.
if you give people stuff, then if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you have people not in poverty, and that would be a shame.
Yeah, and the funny part is that standard is always only applied to poor people. Nobody ever says like, I'm worried people are going to become so rich they're going to stop working because they'll have too much and they
Right.
won't need to work anymore. Like that never fucking happens.
No.
People just get rich and then they just keep getting richer and
And
keep.
the best part is that the wealth keeps just accumulating on its own.
Oh yeah, you
without-
don't need to do any work.
You got people like Michael Bloomberg, future sponsor of the podcast, hoping to get a slice of that nut.
Did you shoot him an email?
I will shoot him an email this week, I promise.
Fucking email.
And I'll screenshot it and I'll
Have
post
you
it online.
seen the way that he greets dogs?
By grabbing their whole
Yeah,
head?
he grabs their fucking head and shakes it.
That is my conservative point. Don't do that to dogs.
Yeah,
If
don't
that's
do
a
that to
liberal
dogs.
thing to do, don't do that.
Yeah, this is the weird. The whole Democratic establishment has embraced like everything that isn't specifically what we're doing. It's conservatism, which isn't. Like, there's more overlap between like Marxism and Maoism and conservatism.
Yes,
than,
there is.
Than you would think on the
I
surface.
think the problem is that since the Civil Rights Act, the conservative movement has become so reactionary, and it's become so. It stopped really being an idea, at least in the United States. It stopped being an ideology of like
Austerity.
a positive set of ideas for how things should be run, and turned into anti-liberalism.
Yeah.
And just became, what do the liberals want to do? We want to do the other thing.
Oh, but they embrace openly the accumulation and maintenance of power within the.
Yeah, I
political
mean the
structure, too.
crux of conservatism is hierarchy.
Right, and in order to do that, they've worn away at a lot of the guarantees of the democratic process.
Oh yeah,
To-
because democracy is fundamentally anti-hierarchy.
The more I watched that Vice movie about Dick Cheney the other day.
Oh, I watched that
okay,
the
yeah.
other day too. That's funny.
Yeah, it was good. I like Adam Scott or Adam
McKay.
McKay. I like Adam Scott too, but I don't think he was involved with that. But they were talking about the wearing away of or rather the supplementing the over generously applying an interpretation of Article 2.
Oh yeah, so
that
you basically
gives-
give the
right,
president
which
the
is a
power
lot
of a
of-
king.
Which is
Yeah.
a lot of what ended up predicating like Bush's aggressive expansion of the executive.
You talk about the unitary executive
Right.
stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And then which Obama, continued to utilize to, beef up the NSA,
Right.
and the surveillance state, and to.
Oh, I remember many conversations with people when Obama was president where I was like, I don't like that he's continuing this expansion of executive power. And
right.
they're like, well, I trust him, so it's okay. I'm like, yeah, but he's not always going to be there. And every time I would get the the Republican Party's reeling. They won't be able to come back to power.
And then coincidentally ends up being the main legal defense in the impeachment trial too.
Is the
from Trump's
unitary
team.
executive shit?
Well, they didn't phrase it like that because now it's just it's so background at this point. It's been made ubiquitous through 2 presidencies. And this is what pisses me off about people who say, well, Bernie won't get anything done. in Congress or whatever. And I'm like, well, look at how
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
wide we've created
Yeah.
the
Well, I
power
don't
of
think
the
Bernie's going to
executive.
walk in and like get Medicare for all and like free college like
He's gonna
immediately.
pass out free joints to
The first-
everybody. It's gonna be
Yeah,
sick.
dude.
Like,
These
don't
are-
don't
He's gonna come
discount.
We're going to be
skateboarding in.
serving peanut butter and jelly
These are-
sandwiches in the quad.
These are starting negotiating points. This is how you do it. You start with your ideal, and you go to the table and you see how much you can get. This is the problem with what Obama did, which was always like come to the table 90% of the way to the opposition. And
Yeah.
then you just end up 95% of the way by the end of the negotiations. So, like, I don't know why. I've encountered a lot of people that think, like, his stance is we either do Medicare for all when I'm president or I'm not going to do anything. It's just not. If you look at the way he's acted through his whole career, it's always been idealist but pragmatic once you actually the rubber meets the road.
Well, the other thing that's going to be so unique about President Sanders, I'll say it, is
I'll go there.
I'll friggin' go. Listen, on a podcast,
take,
on
man.
a white
Hot
guy on a podcast
take.
saying Bernie Sanders will be president. Are you kidding me?
This
Hot
is
take.
how I win.
This is how I win. I also great movie.
You're not white. Chris is white.
Yeah. Well,
We come from the
We're
same
same-
people.
No,
same
you're
genetic
you're,
heritage.
you're
Italian
Irish
here, right?
and you're Lebanese.
yeah. Well, that's I
got
can
you
give
there.
I can give a lecture on linkage disequilibrium later.
Please don't.
I won't.
You're
Thanks, bud.
Lebanese, Marty is Jewish, and I am Italian. So
We're
really,
all we're
tip of
all
the
the
scales there.
yeah we're all the
We all
the
walk into a bar.
sub whites. Yeah, we all walk
And
into a
then
bar.
there's a joke.
But what was I going to say? When Sanders is president, the one thing that he will have that'll be fundamentally different from any other president is his ability to mobilize people on the streets to do stuff. Like, people will go out and protests will mean something a little bit more than they do nowadays. I'm hoping to see something like the French firefighters on fire type shit.
That shit's metal as fuck.
Yeah, that would be tight.
That is okay. So that's one of my.
But they're also dressing up like the Joker a little bit. I don't know. how
I
feel
like
about
that.
But the Joker's different
Joker's
here
dope,
than
dude.
it is in the rest of the world.
I saw the Jokester movie. Did I tell you that?
Jokster's great. Jokester 2019.
That's your,
Honestly, I'll go out and say it. Jokester 2020.
Jokester 2020. They're making a fucking sequel
Chris,
to
what's
it.
your
I
conservative
don't
position?
Fucking no. When I was 18, I supported Republicans. There's my.
I did too. Nobody.
Well, okay.
I
Why?
don't know. Because of the household I was raised in.
Yeah, we thought it was cool to bomb the Middle East, but then we realized we're Middle Easterns.
Whoa! It's wild.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I think a very solid conservative talk point that I feel like this is also cheating, but like Hillary Clinton sucks ass and she needs to go
Yeah, that's
jump
cheating.
into a
That's
hole.
not-
That's cheating.
That's not even conservative, though.
I
That's
know
just
it's a winning
unilateral-
message.
Yeah,
That's just facts.
No, I think I'd have to go with the Second Amendment stuff. That's kind of my
Unban
thing where-
vaping.
Yeah, vaping. Fuck off. It's helping me quit smoking,
Yeah, it's the
motherfuckers.
nanny state shit, man.
Yeah.
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 Don't
Weird
tell
basket
me.
to put your eggs in.
I
Yeah.
think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Mine for real, but I don't really think it's conservative. But I feel like it's, I don't know, been co-opted. It's just like as an adult, you should be able to, like, watch art that has questionable elements and compartmentalize. Like, I don't really think, I'm not a huge fan of like throw that shit out because it has like.
Oh,
You're not a
Ye-
canceller.
Yeah, but like specifically, like I see people with like, why do we even teach like Shakespeare in school anymore? And I'm just sort of like,
Because that's how you write. That's literature.
yeah, I'm sort of like,
Sorry.
you can just teach it and like have like a caveat. Like I read The Merchant of Venice, and as a Jew, I don't think Shylock is the best
Not the best
representation.
portrayal,
but I don't know. That's mine. I feel like I
get
can
what
handle
you're
it.
saying.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean,
Hasn't Huck Finn or Tom Sawyer always been like the problem?
Yeah,
like
they
that one comes up all the time for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's been historically a banned book, too. Not
Yeah.
just in.
Or it's just like with old Looney Tunes cartoons, they got to be like, hey, some of this shit wouldn't fly anymore.
it's a
Here you
product
go.
of its fucking time.
Like Disney
Yeah.
Plus now has little disclaimers on all of their old movies about. This displays racial stereotypes that.
Yeah, like Song of the South.
I want to see them put up that Donald Duck Nazi
They didn't
video.
put that one up. Yeah.
Have you ever watched the Donald Duck Nazi one? I get that on
it's
there.
a real trip.
That's
my most conservative viewpoint. Is that
Is that
Donald
that
Duck
cartoon?
strolled up to me in an SS uniform?
You're falling in line. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
Was that the one
that's
where
all it takes for me.
What, like
I'm right
Bugs
on the
Bunny?
edge.
Doesn't Bugs Bunny?
Talking duck. Okay.
Look, you got to sell it. You got to make it fun.
All right, fair enough.
Isn't that what Jojo Rabbit was about?
I still got to see that.
That's why
I
Pepe
really wanna
went so
see that.
far. Everyone loves the frog.
See, that's a good example of what Marty's talking about, though. Is that artist was
Boy's Life has nothing to do with it, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I
like-
had those comics before.
Yeah, before they
it
got
became that,
Nazified.
and then
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck?" I think I don't know what I did with it, but I was like, I feel like I can't have this in my home anymore.
Did you flush it down your toilet with your Nikes and your Keurigs?
That's a great question.
That's my one conservative viewpoint that I think is it's just good for me. I'm not going to do it personally, but I love to see people flush stuff down the toilet and break products that they bought.
that
Like,
is
that's
a
sick.
big part of Trump's platform right
Yeah.
now. Is
Yeah.
making sure that the toilet's
Flush.
flushed.
Oh,
yeah, I heard about that.
That's like his.
You gotta
Listen,
flush it 12 times.
Listen, folks, we're taking the biggest shits. We take the biggest shits. We park the biggest cars.
Who is this that you're doing here? Is
That I
Trump?
don't know. He had like
That's
he
Trump.
had
Yeah,
he had a
that's a weird
lisp
one.
for a second there. The hand mic's really
That's
throwing
fine.
me off my game. I kind of have new freedom here. Look at this. I can
You
do
should get
crunch.
you a lapel mic, bro.
No, I could never.
You get up.
I like
start
to
walking
have
around, doing
I like
a
to
fucking
have
TED talk or something.
I like having the mic stand because I can hide behind it
Yeah,
and get creepier and scarier.
You sounded like Woody Allen, is what I was building towards. Sorry.
No, we're good.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that one of the things I think is unifying about any of the current political mood, and this is how I'm tricking my father into becoming a leftist, is rich people suck and they didn't earn what they earned. You don't earn $1 billion. Michael Bloomberg is an absolute piece of shit, and he's a
Leech.
He's a monolith of the rot in our system where you can literally run a viable campaign for president off the interest that you make on your fucking money that you made
Sponsor the podcast.
making a shitty proprietary
Sponsor the
terminal.
podcast.
Please sponsor our podcast.
Sponsor our podcast.
So like I think that's a winning. I mean it is a conservative one, but they just get racist and anti-Semitic with it when they do it.
Well, it almost always turns to racism or
Yeah, it's like any
anti-Semitism,
conspiracy
always.
theory. I love
Fucking
conspiracy
always goes
theory
to
and like
Oh, yeah,
occult
there's-
stuff.
Yeah, that shit's fun.
Just a lot of it just ends up in the bad places, and you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. I do think that if you're gonna have nations, a coherent national identity and relatively shared culture is important to have.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I think America's a weird case.
Spicy.
Yeah,
I think
Spicy.
that, I think
Spicy one.
Even my mom, who I was describing earlier, has rescinded from that one a little bit. She
I
used
think
to be
that, like-
if you're gonna live here, you got to speak English.
no, that's fucking stupid.
She's
I think that shit's
that's
stupid.
not what you mean, though.
No, what I mean is I think that there's definitely an extreme end of
If you don't like it, get the hell out.
yeah, there's definitely there's kind of this I think that there's this attitude sometimes on the left of we have to bring in everything and keep it the way it is, when in previous generations when things weren't necessarily better. But the whole idea of I think one of the reasons America has been able to be multicultural has been the melting pot aspect of we'll incorporate it into our culture. But I think that there is on the left a tendency towards almost wanting there to be a self-segregation of no, it's totally cool if these people are over here doing a totally different thing and have their own walled off little area. And I don't think that's necessarily good for a society to be broken up in all these walled off little areas where people are very, very different. I think people should interact, and the better parts of culture will naturally transfer between the cultures.
That's part of we're a country of immigrants, then because we stole our country from Native Americans, and that's kind of the thing that you still hold on to some of those ethnic backgrounds. We're me and Andy say we're Lebanese. Well, have we ever been to Lebanon? No,
No, probably won't ever go.
probably will never go.
I think a good example of what I'm
it's
talking
just,
about is
identity type stuff.
people
I
freaking
guess.
out about the cultural appropriation stuff when it's a little
That
too much.
bugs me out a little bit.
There's certainly examples of stuff that's
There's some
irritating.
there's some bad things that people do, but also enjoying somebody else's culture, I think, is okay.
Yeah, I've seen people be like, you keep basically saying like you can't make like an Asian dish and call it the name it would be in Asia because you're not Asian.
I
That's
can
fucking
understand
stupid.
some of that.
That's a very
Yeah,
I just got a wok for Christmas, so now I'm extremely concerned.
well. Also, like fucking cooking shouldn't be completely off fucking limits.
I get why some
That's
people.
where it always happens first, I think.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, food's the great.
That's the one that brings it
That
together.
brings
Yeah.
everybody together. It's like, yo, wait, you like good shit that tastes weird or tastes good?
And I feel
try
like
this.
there's an intuitive understanding of that, and a lot of folks who are hyper vigilant about not crossing, the appropriation threshold, sort of talk themselves into a corner about where it will come off seeming like everyone's better off separate but interacting with each other. So it's separate but equal.
I think the way
to
that
some
I feel about it is I think it doesn't have to be like a binary decision. I think that you should try to preserve culture in the United States, like separate subcultures. But I think that also, like, people getting together. Like,
you need to address the way that, like my father's an immigrant from Italy, and he was able to integrate into society and contribute and stuff. And you have to address what his advantages are.
Right.
Yeah, there's the middle ground of I don't think you need to force people to like integrate or assimilate, but you also need to give people the opportunity to.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the problem with on the right. They want to take away every way that people would have that would lead to assimilation and integration by being racist toward them and being shitty toward them.
Defunding public media.
Yeah. So I just think with a lot of that stuff, with the appropriation stuff, it gets called out when it's not really a thing. And I think that is ultimately counterproductive, even though there is a rich history of white people taking black people's stuff and claiming
and then
their own.
and then saying that they're stupid and that it sucks.
Yeah, and that's totally real. That's totally a real thing. But I don't buy the like Billie Eilish is culturally appropriating black clothes, which is one I've heard a bunch of times.
She did like the fucking rap's not real music thing recently, which is kind of whack.
Yeah, but I'm not buying the clothes argument.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I
hip hop
see where you're
culture
coming
is
from.
all everywhere.
Favorite rapper of mine, whose name is Homeboy Sandman, I think had a good quip about this issue, which is that if you're not making a bunch of money off of it, it doesn't quite count in the same way as if you do. I'm paraphrasing, but Billie Eilish, of course, is making a lot of money off of this.
Yeah, but I don't know if she's making
the threshold.
I don't know if she's making money off like wearing baggy clothes.
Oh no, she's got an entire clothing line through Target.
Yeah.
That's those type.
I'm not too worried about it.
So there's that.
Who doesn't?
About the appropriation angle.
Yeah, maybe Target. I don't know. Different fucking big box. Who gives a fuck?
Regarding the appropriation angle, can I just request that people put tahini in their hummus?
Holy fuck! Yes,
And like,
please.
just like
Holy
stop.
shit.
If you don't,
If
don't
it
ask me
doesn't
how your
have-
hummus.
It doesn't have tahini in it. It's not fucking hummus.
Yeah, everybody. I've
fucking
been
Christ.
eating a lot of bean dip
my
lately.
God.
It's just bean dip, and people ask me how it tastes, and I have to be
No,
nice.
it tastes like shit because
But
you didn't
it's
put fucking tahini in it.
Fucking white bean dip, dude. You got to put tahini in it.
It's unacceptable.
That's a public service announcement. You're welcome, Bloomberg.
And put
I hope you're
fucking
listening.
garlic in it too.
Yeah.
See, this is why you need assimilation. Assimilation.
See, that's the problem. That's
This is why we should
assimilation.
all assimilate to Middle Eastern
I would go as
culture.
far
Yes,
as
exactly.
Where
We
this
got the
all
best
came
food.
from.
We got the best food.
I would
so.
go as far as to say that like a lot of the problems
That
we
was
have in the
pretty good,
United
though.
States right now is because it's a huge fucking country. It's
Yeah.
maybe a little too big, and we are divided
Too
into
big to fail.
extremely different cultures.
That's
true.
Yes.
And if we were broken, which we're not going to break up, but if we were broken up into,
It's not you, it's me.
If the Northeast was like kind of one state and the South was its own state, it would be a failed, terrible state. But I don't think we would be having quite as many problems as we are right now.
I want the South to be on its own and fly. I think they would thrive without us.
Oh.
That's my other conservative
That's an
viewpoint.
really?
The
It's
South
an
will rise
interesting
again.
thought.
I'm convinced. Yeah, it's a huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of corn.
People don't know what they're talking about when they talk about the southern United States.
Yeah,
by
they-
and large, people in this area of the country and on the West Coast, and so forth,
South is really relying on federal money.
which is by design though,
Yeah.
because of how Reconstruction works.
Yeah, all the bases are down there
Right.
as a result.
Right.
But that
I
stuff
mean, we've-
floats
you
their
know-
economy. The South has managed to get by for a really long time on basically absolving their state governments of needing to like tax people and like provide services by just leeching as much from bigger states.
So they're the welfare moms.
They actually really are. If you look at the amount that states pay into the federal government versus what they get out in the South, some of them are getting out like 70. They're getting out like $1.70 for every dollar they put in. But then New York only gets like 70 cents for every dollar it puts in.
I think that's tight.
And a lot of it is the military base.
We're suckers.
Personally, I don't give a shit. Here's my other Wiz. You can judge what this is. New York State specifically has a very corrupt government, and some of these people need to be put in jail and or killed. I'm talking to you, Andrew Cuomo. Stop giving
Throw Jersey in that too.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
How's Matt's doing?
Probably also raise it to the ground. But stop giving sweetheart deals to corporations. That's probably the leftist turn on that.
No, that's it.
You shouldn't be paying more taxes than the company that you work for.
Jesus Christ.
That's true. Unilaterally, I could agree with that.
Yeah. Oh
well, I guess we done it, right?
Yeah, guys, that's
we found the middle ground. We had
so who won the caucus?
Bernie fucking Sanders.
Yeah.
I guess that we just conjure Joe Biden in the air by talking about anything besides leftism.
Joe Biden's what I see when I have sleep paralysis.
Dude.
He's standing in the corner.
He's on top of your chest.
Standing looking
okay.
Challenging you to a fucking push-up competition.
I see a shadow person, Joe Biden. He's like 7 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the Babadook.
Asking how many fucking pull-ups you can do.
We're at 86% now.
Oh baby, give me that.
What do we got?
Oh. Yeah, live updates.
Yeah.
Live
on the
updates here
podcast.
for everybody to
You'll
listen
hear
to
this
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of the same. I mean, the difference between the candidates has basically remained about the same.
The other thing I would say, my other conservative view, is the DNC is an openly corrupt organization and also needs to be razed to the ground. I think that's maybe my most conservative thing, is that some people actually need to die before we can move on with our lives as a country.
That's Maoism
That's
and
still
Marxism,
on the
though.
left.
Yeah.
You're not.
I mean, okay.
Well, conservatives like to kill people.
Yeah.
All you're doing is
That's
saying
because
like
we like guns
this
so much.
this leftist view I
What are you
have
gonna do
is
with it?
somewhat like some other random right wing view.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
If you take a lot of communism and make it racist, you've basically got most of the tenets of American conservatism. Yeah.
I think that
Succinctly
American
put.
conservatism is a lot of co-opting of working class messages and twisting them back in. Missy Elliott, Nerf for Flicky Damn Nafada. That's it. On that note, we're moving on to topic number 2. Topic number 2 is us, not me. Us.
Us?
Not
Us?
me. Us.
Us? Netflix original Us?
Us. The Jordan Peele movie.
No, Us. You. I was thinking you.
You. Netflix original. Not me.
Garbage TV.
Us. Bernie Sanders 2020. Anyway, I wanted to talk about music because you used to are music lads, and I thought about how there are so many songs about trains. There are so many songs about planes, and there are so many songs about automobiles. Today, I would like to decide what are the best of each category, which category is the best, and which band containing the name of each of those is the best, vis-a-vis train, Jefferson Airplane, and
Well, the cars, we can get that out of the way real quick. Right?
and the cars. Yeah.
Are we all in unanimity?
They're the best out of those three.
Well,
I don't know. You listen to Traps of Jupiter?
you train. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Train,
No, I thought
the cars.
I thought you were trying to figure out which of those three terms had
Wait, is
the
it
strongest
who
band.
has the best songs about these, or who?
Let me.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw all the cards on the table. First of all, what's your favorite train song, Marty? Not by train, but maybe by train. Don't matter.
I'm not sure. I can't think of any off the top of my.
You're a Grateful
Edge.
Dead guy.
I was gonna go.
Oh
there.
yeah,
Casey
fuck, yeah,
Jones.
You're right. Driving that train.
That song's about cocaine.
It's a metaphor.
Excuse me, sir.
in this case, the cocaine is the metaphor. For
also,
the train.
and they talk about it in "I Know You Rider." So yeah, those two. Thank you for leading me in the. But also, I think Springsteen's got a lot of good songs about cars.
Dan, favorite train song? Not by train, but by train if you want.
Does Train have a song about a train?
They have a song about a plane. I found out today. Or a car. I remember being like, what the fuck, train?
Favorite song about a train is probably is it the Ballad of John Henry. right?
That's a train song.
Yeah.
It's an anti-train song.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, no, actually, no. It's anti.
Fuck the coal companies.
Yeah, pro-train
Yeah.
building,
Those
but just by
railroad-
hand.
That's an underrated part of
Okay.
American history, the underrepresented part of how those train companies really fucked up our
Yeah, it seems like-
economic,
Like
system
big
in
companies
general.
just kind of fuck stuff up.
But we do need high-speed rail. If there's a song that's like pro high-speed rail, I'll nominate that one for sure.
Elon Musk did a high-speed rail before he made his new song "Don't Doubt Your Vibe." Did you listen to that?
I haven't listened
Casey
to it.
Jones is about doing high-speed rails.
That's
Also,
true.
I get your reference. That's good.
Did you listen to the Elon Musk song?
Absolutely not.
I
no.
hate his fucking guts. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's progressive house. It's all right.
it was probably ghost produced. I'll have you know,
Probably.
by Alex Jones.
Let me throw out some other train songs. Every song by Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Well, see, my favorite song. My favorite song is what's it called? Not Godsmack. Fuck. It's been a while. Fucking
Nickelback.
Stained.
Not Stained. No, is it Stained?
Nickelback.
That's Stained.
It's Nickelback.
It's been a while
No, it's
since
not. I'm
I've
thinking-
been.
It's
No,
been a
it's
while.
Stained.
It's definitely Stained.
Oh, that is Stan. You're right.
Not
Sorry.
Gods. No, it's the one guy. Everlast. I don't know how I got Godsmack.
Okay.
Everlast did the cover of fucking the
Folsom
song-
Prison Blues?
Folsom Prison Blues. Folsom Prison Blues.
Did it rock?
No, it sucked.
Did
It would
you
have been better if I could remember it.
Did you guys know that Johnny Cash has a song called "I've Got a Thing About Trains"? I didn't know
How
about
does he
that.
feel about trains?
He fucking likes them.
I'm gonna actually change my answer to Soul Asylum's "Runaway Train."
Oh,
which isn't
we sung that in
again
so-
not
podcast
about
so many
trains.
Runaway train never comes.
have you ever heard the story behind that song and everything? What happened with it?
Oh, is it about abortion? Like
No,
Brick?
it's about kids that ran away
Runaway
from
kids,
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the guy said a couple of times people have come up to him and been like, I was in the video because in the video for the song,
Yeah,
it's
they
just
show a bunch
pictures
of
missing
runaways and
kids.
stuff.
He said there were a couple of people that came up to him afterward and you showed my picture and I actually ran away because I was being sexually abused.
Oh,
and
no.
you were telling me to go home.
Watch out.
Oh, trains
Yeah.
in the station.
Yeah. So don't put people's faces on
Yeah.
TV.
Runaway train
My
never
my
come
personal
back.
favorite train song is and this
Drops
is
of Jupiter.
no. I like Last Train to Clarksville by the Monkees.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's a good
yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah.
The
That's a
Monkees,
nice
you know,
song.
they're a boy band, but they're good.
I think there's a Swerve Driver song that has a train and the last train at Satanville, maybe.
That sounds like a Swerve Driver song.
Let me look.
Last train to.
All right, let's transition.
Satanville.
Let's transition.
Well, do you know how much it costs to book train for a private event?
Chris looked it up today at lunch?
You can book train.
Yes, you
Fuck
can.
yeah.
So before we move forward talking about train, I'm a big train advocate.
Train
I
the
don't-
band or train?
high speed rail and
Okay.
train the band. Yes.
Okay.
I
Drops
think
Jupiter.
I think train is unfairly dragged as a.
Dude,
as
they're
a-
bad.
As a no, they're not.
Yeah,
They're amazing. You know what they're named after?
a train.
No. They're named after the train of #1 hits that they've had over the span of 3 decades.
Okay, yeah, Grammy Award winning
chugga,
train.
chugga,
If you
chugga,
want to book them for your next coming event, the price was between $300,000 and $500,000.
So B-side Fest 3, we could get train.
Yeah.
Who was the one that was $15,000?
Oh fuck, that was
Was that Fuel?
yeah, fuel.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Wow. Yeah, there's some folks in Albany who would be interested in that.
They're coming upstate concert hall.
Oh yeah.
Make a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you listen to this podcast and you have bad taste in music, know that Fuel is playing at Upstate Concert
How
Hall.
dare you besmirch
Are they
our
playing by
fans?
themselves, or
lose
are they, somebody else playing with them, like Kuba Stank or
I just heard Amanda works at Train. A Fuel was coming.
Eve Six or?
Okay. Oh, by the way,
Hey, that Eve
speaking
Six song
of
fucking slays.
It's fucking good.
Took on the Rhine.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Like
It's
the
And the
road-
It's a
master
great
when
example.
that
of-
enemy at
Sometimes
time.
you can just write one verse and there's your whole song.
All right. Plane song. Oh no, car songs. Marty, car song. Favorite. Go. Also, comment on automobiles as a concept. How do you feel about them?
I mean, bad. But I like. I'm trying to think of what Springsteen song is my favorite. That's really the question.
Technically,
Really gone off the rails.
any Springsteen song could be about cars because he could be singing it to a car. Baby, you were born to run.
That's true.
Yeah.
The engine.
I'm
He's singing
on
it to.
fire.
He's singing it to the engine of the car.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely a bunch of car songs on the river. I can't come up with one off the top of my head, but great album. Bruce is great.
State of New Jersey.
Great. Underrated.
I no.
Underrated.
No, I agree- I
So
agree
many
with
good
that.
things have come out of New Jersey, and
Yeah.
it gets a bad rap
Yeah.
all the time.
I think it gets just the right rap.
Can we just get like where this is going over with? Chris, what's your favorite song about planes?
Don't fucking know.
Seriously?
Fucking Aeroplane by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So cute. You guys are like a married couple.
Isn't there a Queens of the
Oh yeah, it's
Stone Age
Autopilot.
song?
Yeah, Autopilot. Alpha rated R.
Of course.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Autopilot, no control. It's a good song. It's a really,
Yeah, maybe we'll just put it on right now and stay silent throughout the entire thing.
Let's
Y'all
just,
just shut the fuck up for
I
once.
actually
and we'll listen
just
to it.
bought a copy of the Desert Sessions 1 and 2 on vinyl. Pretty
Good for
excited
you.
about that, yeah.
Wait, I just spent like $40,000 on that.
No, it was like $60.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
$40,000. You could have gotten.
You could have got fuel
3 times? Twice.
twice.
Yeah,
twice
twice.
over fuel. Hey,
2.5 times.
Still
Not
have
bad.
money left
Not
over
bad.
for supporting it.
my favorite car song is "Little Red Corvette" by Prince because it's about the clitoris.
None of these songs are actually about. I like the Johnny Cash one because that seems to actually be about a man who sincerely loves trains.
I Want to Marry My
Very
Car by
on
Queen
brand.
is probably about
Yeah,
cars
right,
sincerely,
right.
I would imagine.
Yeah, why not? Who hasn't felt that way?
What about
Racing in the Street. It's a Springsteen song that involves
Is that
cars.
the one?
and then involves
It's
cars?
a good one.
I have a
Gets
favorite-
Off Darkness.
I have a favorite motorcycle song.
What
That's
is
an
it?
automobile.
Is it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that falls in the. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's Bat Out of Hell.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
What about Paradise by the Dashboard Lights?
Really, the whole. I was actually referring to the whole record.
The whole record is a car record. Really, just about how cool it is to kiss and drive in cars.
The best like car songs are Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age. The entire album's a very
'Cause it's
driving.
supposed to
Car
be like-
ride in
Yeah.
the desert
Yeah.
type of yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole,
I hear
the whole
that.
album. It's a really good
I hear
album.
you.
Got that on vinyl too.
It's true.
If anyone was wondering.
Is it? Does it sound good on vinyl?
They just repressed all of it,
Uh-huh.
all like their entire like back catalog. I have not spun my Songs to the Deaf yet because my record player is a piece of shit and I don't want to fuck it up. So
You want to fight your record player?
Yeah, I
There's
really
a
wanna
song idea for you.
Jerry was a race car driver by Primus.
Ooh, that's a
Jerry.
good one.
It's about.
yeah, but his profession is
he drove
driving
so goddamn
cars.
fast.
Car adjacent at best.
It's about how he lived and died by the auto. He lived driving the car, driving so goddamn fast. He never did win the checkered flag. He didn't come in last, but he fucking died because he had one too many cold buyers one night.
Does the
Sound
distance
exactly
count?
like-
What'd you say?
Does the distance count?
Yeah, it's about that's about horses. He's horsing the distance. Dun, 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 dun. It's about fucking a horse race. It's not about cars.
He's horsing the
What do you?
distance.
It's not horsing. It's,
He's
he's
racing
going the
and
distance.
pacing.
He's going the distance.
He's racing and pacing and climbing the
course.
turns.
He's
riding and riding his horse.
His horse
I
is a
fucking
car. So it's a
told you.
metaphor. You dumb fuck.
The horse is not a metaphor for a car.
Yes,
the
it
horse
is.
is a direct.
Yes, no, it's not. He's not riding a fucking horse.
You know what?
He's racing. He's pacing in a muscle car. Andy.
Get out of my podcast. Get onto my car.
The cool thing about Cake is they have a trumpet.
Hot takes.
That sums up my whole feeling about that band. Yeah, thank you
Cake.
for articulating that.
I've heard they're huge assholes in real life.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to go around playing the distance and short skirt, long jacket,
Nah, nah,
All right.
nah,
They
nah,
made
nah,
so
nah.
much because that was the theme song for Chuck.
Hell yeah.
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping and thumping in time.
Well,
the
that-
green
Green
light
flashes.
flashes.
Minute.
The flags go up. Churning and burning, they yearn for the cup.
That
They
sounds
definitely
like a
maneuver
foot
Maneuver
race.
and muscle for
If he's
rank.
crouched at the starting line,
Yeah, but
you
where's
finish
the
that
engine
Burning
car
fast
World
on an
War.
empty tank.
Metaphor.
Maybe he's talking about the
Metaphor.
the mitochondria.
It's,
Yes.
it's
The
probably
virus
about
itself.
cocaine. Let's be
Well-
honest.
Most things are.
I don't think the dude from Cake is cool enough to make a song about cocaine. He just wants to make
Yeah, they're not Ween.
yeah.
Pro Ween.
You know,
big Ween fans over here.
You know, I Can't Drive 55.
Eh.
Yeah, it's a shitty song. I don't like it.
That's a good. It's a.
Just to me, like, what road are you on that's 55 that
Well,
you're trying
you
to
know
drive
what
that
do you know
fast
what
on? It's
that's
probably
about?
a municipal road.
It's because
What?
Jimmy Carter lowered the speed limit.
So it's an anti-Carter song? Yeah. Dude, fucking good for you, Sammy Hagar.
The anti-Carter song.
Wow, you really stuck it to
Another
him.
one of my conservative views is that I like that song and what it stands for. I love driving. I think we all should have been given electric cars. I think there should be like a
I
coupon
legitimately like to drive my car.
system. Yeah, I
it's,
do too.
It's fun to drive.
I'm gonna
Fucking hate it.
Marty,
that's why
speak
I
on
drive
this.
Marty everywhere.
I don't like it. It's not good, and makes me nervous. I've gotten better at it, but I don't like the fact that, someone, if they wanted to, could just sideswipe me at any time, and then I'd just be dead, Or maybe they'd be doing me a favor. This is questionable, but I don't like it,
I understand that. It's stressful to drive a car. I heard,
Especially in Jersey.
Didn't you have an altercation with somebody? I think I saw you post about it on Twitter, like a car-based altercation.
A while ago, some person wasn't letting me over, so I cut him off, and he got mad, so I flipped him off, and then
Hell yeah.
And then he followed me for a very long time, and I kept making all these weird turns trying to lose him, but he wouldn't. And then he got out of his car at a stoplight and came up to my window and was like, "Do we have a problem?" And I just ignored him, and then he said, "That's what I thought," and walked away.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. You really did the right thing, though. You should give people the finger in the car. I think it's the most important thing. It's social conditioning.
I have an opposite viewpoint on that because recently I was driving down Western Ave and I guess I was going too slow. And this guy's riding my ass. He's laying on the horn. And instead of doing my normal thing where I lose my shit, flip him off, I turned around at the stoplight. I smiled and I waved at him.
Oh, that's what I do.
And he lost his goddamn
that's fine.
fucking mind.
I smile and give him a thumbs up. That's
I'm
what
a
I
big
do
fan
every
of the
time.
thumbs
But
up,
I mean, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you're still
But-
telling them to go fuck themselves.
But my blood pressure doesn't get raised.
oh, I don't
when
get
do
mad.
it.
I love to give people the finger. It's my favorite thing to do. Fuck all you.
Yeah,
No,
this is
when I
America.
give somebody
Yeah.
the finger drive, that fuels my anger at
Yeah.
the situation. Smiling and give them a thumbs up makes it funny for me.
I feel like
Yeah,
I do it
tricking
so
your brain.
liberally. Like, I don't even
Oh, yeah.
think about it. I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
My wife has terrible road rage.
Which is
Terrible.
hilarious because she's such a nice person.
I know
And yeah,
she turns
you
into
wouldn't
a
think.
demon when she's driving.
That's awesome.
I
So does Meatloaf.
he turns into a bat out of hell.
Oh, I didn't fucking get that.
Does Paradise by the Dashboard Lights
Fucking
count?
Christ.
Yes, it's about fucking.
That's the
in
song.
a car.
That's the song. That's
That's-
it. That's my.
That's
That's
the one?
that's
That's
the
the
one.
one?
What song's
about-
about baseball?
What about?
Do you love me? Do you love me forever? Do you need me? Yes,
I got big fake titties.
I'm fucking Meatloaf.
I was
I'm a
in
big,
Fight Club.
I was in Fight Club.
Riding a horse.
Riding a horse.
Riding
That's
a
a
horse.
car.
Every song's about a horse.
They literally say horse in the song. I don't want to hear it. You,
They-
don't call, but you never call a horse
Andy?
a car.
Andy.
What kind of power
Andy?
does a car have?
Eat my ass. It has fucking joules. It does not have horsepower.
It gives you the power to indiscriminately kill anyone in your path, which I think is why it makes some people nervous.
Hard transition to planes.
I'm not a fan of planes to begin with.
Chris, thoughts on planes? Favorite plane song?
We already went over that. It was fucking Autopilot.
Autopilot.
By the
Thoughts
Queens
on
of the
planes?
Stone Age.
Quick.
I'm a fan of Jefferson Starship's Blows Against the Empire. And, they count because they used to be Jefferson airplanes.
Right.
Yep.
I'll allow it.
Well, Starship's a type of aircraft.
Damn
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's an airplane before it leaves the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Today we learned that Elon Musk is a genius, and his plan to shoot a rocket out of the atmosphere and then come back down in Australia 45 minutes later is great and good. Anyway, favorite plane song, Dan Paoletti?
Ugh. I've been thinking about it.
Snoopy
this whole
versus
time,
Red
too.
Baron, probably.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
That's
I didn't
that's
know.
a good one. Yeah.
I
It's
like
the anti-fascist song.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I like music. Something's mixed with pain, and music is my aeroplane.
Red Hot Chili
Red Hot Chili
Peppers,
Peppers.
Aeroplane. I think that song is legitimately good.
Yeah,
No,
like
there's
a
no
lot.
good Red Hot
One of
Chili
the
Pepper
few
songs.
Chili
I
Pepper
agree.
songs that I don't get mad at.
With you.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're the worst band.
I hate them.
They're not good.
Tell me why
Jesus.
they're bad so I can sound smart at a party.
Just listen to it.
No,
If you don't-
objectively
it's like
bad.
it's like the reverse of like the Grateful Dead, where it's like if you don't get it, listen to it again. Just keep listening, and you will eventually realize why it's bad.
I feel like everyone would always be like, listen to Blood, Sugar, Sex, whatever the fuck
Magic,
it's called.
yeah.
And that's when they were good. And
It's still not good.
yeah, I can't.
I
Did
support.
you know that, after Faith No More came out and Epic became a big hit, Anthony Kiedis said that Mike Patton was ripping his style off. And
That's enough reason not
he
to
got
like them.
so and he got so mad about it that like 7 years later, Mr. Bungle, a different Mike Patton band, was on a festival with them, and they refused to play unless Mr. Bungle was kicked off the festival.
Lame.
Also, there's a great video of Mr. Bungle performing on Halloween dressed as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, just playing Red Hot Chili Pepper songs badly and pretending to do heroin.
Oh, man.
That's pretty
Mr.
fucking
Bungle
cool.
is thousands of times better than the Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah.
For many reasons. But this
Yeah.
I did not know, and that has rocketed to the #1 spot. Speaking of which, I'm trying to look up airplane songs.
Paper
And I'm-
Planes by MIA.
That
Good,
song, that's
bad.
about cocaine.
It's about smuggling
Gone over
drugs.
this.
We don't know which
Most
drug-
things are about cocaine.
Most songs are about cocaine. Most of the economy is really about cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, that's the end game of all this. Right?
My favorite plane song, if you're wondering, is Volare by Dean Martin.
That's a classic. Yeah.
It's a fucking great song, and I love it when Tony Clifton sings it. Volare, oh, cantare, oh. Good
Tony
fucking
Clifton
song.
was a big influence on my life.
I love Andy Kaufman so much.
Yeah, I think when I saw Man on the Moon in
That's-
middle
yeah,
school or
yeah.
whatever,
That was a-
shit blew my mind.
Have you watched
Yeah.
that documentary about Jim Carrey?
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
and Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Good.
You like? I like Jim Carrey, and I feel like when I watched that, I was like, you're just being like a
Little edgelord.
little asshole
I was
because
like-
you're at like the height of your power. So
Yeah,
like,
you can do
no
whatever
one,
the fuck you
yeah,
want.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Yeah,
one's
I
gonna tell
thought
you no.
like I was watching it and I just thought it was kind of funny, but then there was the moment when Jerry Lawler is like complaining about it and he's like, behind the scenes we always got along.
Yeah.
And like he
Yeah.
wasn't just an asshole all the time.
Yeah.
And like that made me kind of like, oh, yeah.
If a professional wrestler can't handle your
Yeah,
quick
dude.
transitions between heel and face, then a pro wrestler who worked with Andy Kaufman, no less, but he's an asshole too.
Well, he was just saying that
He shouldn't be.
he was saying that when
commentator anymore.
in like behind the scenes, him and Andy Kaufman would plot this shit out. And, like,
Yeah.
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 But
I mean, Kaufman was not on his game all the time. He was a regular person. Like, there are interviews with him where he's a regular person. Like, he's not, like, always doing the thing. Like, that's kind of like a legendary part of his, like, status.
yeah.
There is a song by Cobra Starship, which is the theme song to Snakes on a Plane, and I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
That is my.
No, we'll take it.
I've never heard it.
The movie.
Yeah, the movie. Yeah.
I drank a bunch of vanilla vodka in high school and saw that in the movie theater.
Hey, I was with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have driven you there.
I got 2 blunts high and then went and saw G-Force, the hamster secret agent movie.
Nice.
Okay.
That's one of the better things I've ever done.
One time I got really stoned and saw Coraline with my mom, and I hope you're listening because I was stoned during that, and it was in 3D, and the beginning part was dope.
Coraline is great. Maybe one of the best American animated films.
Never seen it.
Big statement.
I think it's great. It's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it. I saw one time I got really stoned and saw
We should just have a podcast that every sentence you say has to start with
Yeah.
one time I got stoned and
we saw it was freshman year of college and I saw Yogi Bear because we all thought that was going
the
to be
T.J. Miller movie.
Yeah, we all thought it was going to be
They
funny.
made a live action out of
Yeah,
that?
dude.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
we
wow.
went
Yeah, dude. TJ Miller.
and
I
there
memory
was
hold that.
it was us and one other lady by herself,
Also
legit,
stoned.
like laughing really hard at the movie, and I just felt it just gave me like a pit in my stomach feeling like I thought it was gonna be funny, and I was just like,
You had a bad time while stoned
I watched
because someone was enjoying the Yogi Bear movie.
yeah, and I like went to make fun of it, and then I was like,
Well, she's
I don't
really
know.
enjoying this.
yeah.
I
Anyone
watched.
remember the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie?
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus!
No.
You
With
could have been
starring
snarky about that. We were
Brendan
too young.
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser did not star in
is he-
the Rocky
wait,
and
wait,
Bullwinkle
wait.
movie.
Yeah, he did.
Real
No,
quick,
he did not.
Brendan Fraser's coming
Hold on
back,
now.
right? Like he's like
He
getting back
fucking
in movies
better.
and stuff.
I stand the
He's
phrase.
in Doom Patrol.
Oh, he was
I mean,
sorry. You're right. He was the one about
Looney
the
Tunes
Canadian
back in
Mountie.
action.
That
and he's in fucking Dudley Do-Right.
That's
I
the
wish
one.
you could-
That's
Rocky
the
and
one.
Bullwinkle.
I'm
I wish
sorry,
you could have
composited
seen
them.
Marty's face while he said Looney Tunes back in action. That was the most serious I've ever seen Marty in my entire life.
I watched The Prestige for the first time on a bunch of edibles.
Oh shit.
That's good.
Did you understand what was going on?
I was like, about halfway through the movie, I turned to my wife and I was like, I'm so high right now that I know there's something going on in this movie, but I can't think about one thing long enough to figure it out.
That's Nolan's counting on that. That's
Yeah.
like his whole.
I was like, something's
directorial
going on.
shtick.
Yeah,
and
he
I was
doesn't
getting
really
really
write
frustrated
plot.
because I was like, if I wasn't high, I would have figured this out by now. And I started to get like really mad about it.
That was when your first conservative thought came through, which is make weed illegal forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm with that. Too.
Constitutional-
I'm a teetotaler, actually. Yeah, no drugs anymore. We should just put that aside for a while.
Yeah.
and then re-listen to the Chili Peppers and rewatch all the Christopher Nolan movies and with a clear head.
Have a great cultural
Yeah.
reevaluation.
Yeah, I think so.
I find I'm more critical when I'm high. Like I'm more likely to be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And
Yeah, you got dissociated during Yogi Bear. You were like, I can't fathom that someone would be enjoying this.
no.
We're doomed as a nation.
No, there was that, but then there was also me feeling kind of bad.
No, what
like,
you don't realize is you were alone in that movie theater.
Those are all
That-
manifestations
that
of your
could
psyche.
be. Yeah. I don't know.
It's funny that you should have a bad time during Yogi Bear 3D because T.J. Miller famously had a very bad time during the filming of that movie. He had like a brain aneurysm in Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Anna Faris is in that movie too.
She's
Underrated.
great. Underrated.
I love Anna Faris.
The House Bunny, hilarious.
Never saw it.
Groundbreaking comedy.
I should
It's
check it
so
out though.
funny.
Would you
She
rather-
was great in Smiley Face.
Yeah,
That's
that
like a
movie's
classic
great.
fucking movie.
And
Holy shit.
Observe and Report.
That was good.
my
Observe and Report, under fucking rated
My
movie,
all-time
dude.
favorite.
Would you
comedy.
rather watch the Yogi Bear movie or have an aneurysm in Australia?
I've never
I
been
go
to
with Yogi
Australia,
Bear.
so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
for
go
the
with
free
aneurysm.
Yeah,
trip.
I'd watch
Yeah.
Yogi Bear.
Can I have the?
I go with
do
Yogi
I have to
Bear.
be on Australian soil to have the aneurysm? Because I could have it on the plane ride and then get there and party.
Oh, you don't want to have an aneurysm at altitude and then
Well,
land.
Justin
That's gonna make it-
Timberlake
That's-
played Boo Boo Bear.
Oh, he played Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Hey Boo Boo.
Justin Timberlake was
Hey Boo Boo. Why don't you bring sexy back? Hey Boo Boo.
Justin Timberlake. He was in a bunch of animated movies.
He was
for a
in
while.
Troll. And,
He was in Trolls.
Trolls and Trolls 2.
He was the emo. He was the
Yeah.
emo troll.
He'll
in Trolls.
be on in Trolls World Tour.
World Tour.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The rock and roll Trolls.
I saw.
Okay.
I don't
know
know
how
the
much of-
opportunity to call that movie Rock and Troll.
Oh,
That movie's bad. I watched like.
Trolls?
Trolls?
Yeah, I don't know how much I
Trolls is
watched.
Marty.
No, man, it's almost as good as the Emoji movie.
Don't even.
I like. They look fuzzy, everyone, so that's nice. But the movie itself is garbage. But like those fuzzy little worm type things were fun. It looked like Yoshi's Island,
It did. Yeah, I can see what
which
you're
I
saying.
like.
there.
So
The song from it does kick shit. It's good.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Uh,
Oh, the
I
main
just
one.
got the feeling.
Oh, yeah.
which is, I think more movies should
Can't
have
stop
direct
the
song
feeling.
tie-ins. I think that's sort of a
Oh,
lost.
Copyright strike.
Yeah, they used to have it.
Yeah, in the 40s, basically.
No, Will Smith was
No,
in
Will
it.
Smith. Thank you, Marty.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was trying to summarize the entire, film history into one.
All right.
I don't want to talk about that anymore. Though.
About
Forrest
Men in
Gump
Black.
style.
Wild West actually is my preferred.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you like that movie?
I like the song. I've never
Okay.
seen the movie.
The movie doesn't age well.
Yeah, no.
Haven't seen it in a while.
It's basically like it's one guy is fat and Will Smith is black, and that's pretty much just
That's
each
about
other
the
calling
plot.
each other that back and
Isn't
forth.
that
In the
whole
90s,
premise
that's
of-
all you needed.
Yeah, that's
true.
the whole Fresh Prince premise, though. Isn't
Pretty
it?
much, yeah,
It's the same thing in Rush Hour.
yeah,
Just-
pretty
Yeah,
much.
no, it's the same dynamic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Chris Rock's making a Saw movie. You guys see that?
Chris
Yeah,
Rock
that's so
is?
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's called Spiral from the Book of Saw.
I feel like I'm interested to see what that will be.
I'm not.
I'm like, I like seeing shit that's just like. In terms of seeing movies, I would rather see something that's really good or something that's just like an absolute train wreck.
Yeah.
You don't want anything.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, not really anything in
Mediocre
between.
movies
Are
the
like
worst.
so boring. But like Venom was
Venom.
fascinating.
I love
Oh, that movie was
Dude,
fucking
one note
wild.
only, and it's
Oh
just
my
get to the
God.
goop, baby. Get to that goop. Get
That
to
movie
it.
really feels like it was put in a time capsule in 2002.
Oh yeah, it was like an old
Oh,
superhero movie before
holy
the MCU.
shit.
We need to watch Southland Tales together.
Oh my God, Southland
God.
Tales. Oh, fuck off. The movie's good.
I think I'll like that. I think I'll like that movie.
It's an
is the thing.
astounding movie. I like it sincerely.
It's
yeah.
the cast of Mad TV too.
Yeah.
It's so.
And
John
Justin
Lovitz is in
Timberlake.
it.
Yeah.
Sherry
Don't forget Justin
O'Terry,
Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake does the
The
musical
Rock
scene.
is in it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
And none of
Man,
them made any goddamn
That
sense.
destroyed his career so bad.
Sean William Scott.
No,
Stifler?
the director.
Oh yeah, no. Well, he was coming off of Donnie Darko.
Yeah, Richard Kelly. Like he had done Donnie Darko, and
he
it was
got,
such
he
a
got
giant cult
hosed on
hit.
that movie. Like,
And that movie was pretty big budget,
it
and
was, it's one of the more significant losses in the studio's
Yeah.
history. Yeah.
But
But they released it in like 6 theaters for a week in the U.S. because
I think it's a
people at
fascinating
Condon
movie
like
because
it.
it's like
Yeah.
weirdly pointless.
Well, so there was actually a whole like graphic novel that was released with it that people
Yeah.
didn't know about that explained a lot of the shit that was going on in
Southland
the
Tales
movie.
or Donnie Darko?
I
Southland
understood
Tales.
what was
Yeah,
going
in that way, it was a little bit ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like I think that kind of cross media stuff flies
Yeah.
a little more now, where everybody's online.
Well, it's a
knowing
lot more
about stuff.
accessible now too.
But
Yeah.
man, what a weird fucking movie!
It's a great movie.
I don't
I
necessarily
fucking
think it's
love
a
Also,
bad
one
movie.
of the more strongly critical of the Bush administration through metaphor too.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
one of
for
the
sure.
only movies that's actually
That's
about
it's
the war on
hardly
terror.
it's hardly metaphor, man. It's like on the fucking
Yeah,
nose.
right.
But that's what.
But it's not.
Justin
it's not.
Timberlake's
It's not like
dancing
a,
around in a fucking what's called bloodstained shirt, for love of Christ.
Yeah.
God, what a weird movie. Donnie
It's
Darko's great
awesome.
though.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko, fun fact, was my go-to Netflix and chill movie with my teenage self before Netflix. So I probably wrote some royalties on that.
Mine was American Psycho, and I think
I just watched
regret
that for the first time.
weird
Great
movie to
week.
put on when you're trying to schmooze with somebody. Though, right?
Yeah.
I did
yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine. That was always mine.
I would always do. I would
good
do.
flick.
Here's why you should do Donnie Darko, and I'll make a
I would
case for this right
Mine
now.
was Big Lebowski.
Here's the reason why it should be Donnie Darko. Because Jake Gyllenhaal is a hunkus, and he gets everyone in the mood, male or female, straight or gay, or anything in between. I asked my current girlfriend of 8 years to kiss me during that movie, and she said no. And it all worked out
Was
for
it
the better.
because of Jake Gyllenhaal?
Because she later she explained that I'm like a budget Jake Gyllenhaal in her book, and she didn't want to embarrass
That's not
herself.
bad.
She didn't want to embarrass
That's not
herself
bad,
in front of the Crown Prince Jake Gilly. So that was that. Trains, planes, or automobiles.
Yeah.
What are the best? Let's
Well,
close it out.
Thank you, Richard Kelly, for that segment.
He also made The Box, which I
Box.
haven't seen,
Right.
with Cameron Diaz.
Right.
You know what doesn't hold up well is The Mask.
Really?
I
That's disappointing.
Disagree.
really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
it's-
the
it's
effects
not a
are still
great
good,
movie,
but it's not particularly funny anymore.
I think it's well, okay. I mean, it's not, but it doesn't
Like Ace Ventura is funnier.
Ace Ventura holds up.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 2, When Nature
When Nature
Calls.
Calls.
When Nature Calls.
I think that movie's
Pretty good.
underrated. The
That
second
is an
one.
underrated.
The
movie,
second
I
one is,
agree.
I think, better than the
That
first one.
rhino
The first
scene
one
is one of the great.
kinda sucks.
The
One of my-
rhino
on my
scene is
short
one of the
list.
great comedy
Physical
bits
comedy.
in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, when he comes out.
The rhino
I could
scene
watch that
asshole.
rhino scene 1,000 times.
I
It
love
will
the part
crack
where
me
they
up every
where they
time.
paint him and they start referring to him as White Devil. That's great. I love that part.
Good low key running gag through the whole. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that number one was not as good as two because one just had the bump from Ace Ventura being a fun character, but who gives a shit about the Miami Dolphins? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a.
The
Yeah,
90s, man. The
the
90s.
actual like
that's
mystery component is just like who
Yeah.
gives a shit.
Yeah, the
It's
only thing that was
definitely
good about it
secondary.
was the montage where he gets punched in the head with the ring and he just compares the indentation in his forehead.
I like in the second one when he keeps calling that guy the Monopoly guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he like knocks the dude out with a punch to the head. You must be the Monopoly guy.
All right, let's close the book on what was the start of this topic: planes, trains, automobile
yeah.
movies, or I'm sorry,
Music, yeah.
music.
If you haven't seen it, you should look up Jim Carrey talking about napalm death on Arsenio Hall. Arsenio
What?
Hall.
Oh yeah, I've seen that clip. It's good. Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Arsenio show is
okay.
actually great.
talks
He's like,
about
I'm
Nate-
listening to this new band, Napalm Death, and
There's-
they're like, "Bruh, bruh, bruh." It's like fucking classic '90s Jim Carrey.
There's an uncut scene of, I don't know if you remember sorry, you were gonna close this out, but I had to,
No,
I had
it's
to,
okay.
I had to reopen
They
it.
have Cannibal Corpse in the.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's in Ace
exactly.
Ventura,
Yeah, and there's an uncut version that was only shown on TV where he it's longer and he pretends to be the front man and is doing crazy dancing,
Oh,
and it's good.
yeah.
So
yeah,
wait,
he's a
which
big,
movie
he's
is
a
that?
big death metal
Ace
fan.
Ventura.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Oh damn!
There was they cut out. It was longer, but for some reason,
It made it to the TV cut.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
They include that shit in the TV cuts sometimes.
Interesting.
Because they have to cut stuff out sometimes, so they have to refill it.
Fill it,
So they
okay.
find cut footage that's not objectionable, and they'll put that back in the movie.
that makes
Nice.
sense.
Chris, plane,
So-
train, automobile, movie, or song. What's your favorite?
Rickshaw.
Okay.
Song by Queens of the Stone Age. B-side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Cool.
Marty, plane, train, automobile, song, favorite, or just favorite mode of transport?
They have to. Train is my favorite mode of transport.
Nice.
I want to go on a train trip.
Yeah, me too. I have that idolized in my head, but then I don't want to do it because then it won't live up to it.
It will live up to it.
You
It's
think it
amazing.
will?
How
Okay.
many edibles can you bring in a suitcase?
I don't think there is anything better in the world than riding on a train.
Damn,
it
dude.
is so much fun.
A socialist through and through. I
well,
love
no,
it.
because riding on a train is it's what when
Not
you're
the birth of my children, not marrying my wife. Trains.
riding on a train is like a 5-year-old's idea of what riding on a plane will be like.
Yeah.
Like that, you're gonna have room, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
this amazing shit, and you're
Yeah.
gonna look out, you feel like a king riding on a train.
I love planes. I think
I love planes
I
too.
think suffering
Shut
is
up.
part of the plane.
I hate
experience, and
planes.
I
love that
don't
about
suffer
it.
at all on planes. I have a great time.
I hate fucking flying. I hate flying in planes, but I love airport bars.
I love airports wholesale. Everything
Airports
about
are
airports
great.
And
It is-
just
it is-
chain hotels.
It is
and
humanity
airplanes.
condensed down to
Microcosm.
Like-
Yeah.
this
Now, see, that's like a
little
5-year-old
tiny-
idea what a bus station is like. It's
Yeah.
an airport. So you got
Yeah.
that cross.
you got everything
Yeah.
there. You want to get some luggage, you can buy it.
You want to get some sushi?
Got that too.
You want to get
Yeah,
some
if you want to
duty-free
pay
steaks?
3 times the normal price.
Yeah, but then
That's-
you
you're
can
paying for the
get cigarettes
experience.
for under that price.
It's not fucking Disney World. It's an airport.
Well, you got to go through 2 of those to get to Disney World.
I don't know. Last time I flew, I got Shake Shack at 7:00 in the fucking morning and washed it down with a beer. It was fucking.
That's
great.
pretty cool.
I like planes because I do weird occult meditations on them, and moving through the air at a high velocity charges up all my shit, and I feel very powerful. And I'm piloting the plane. Okay, guys, I like Volare by Dean Martin. Still, it's great. Dan, what's your favorite?
Song about a mode of transport.
Yeah, or maybe your favorite mode of transport. Who cares?
Wow. I honestly don't. I've never thought about this before. I'm stumped about.
What about a sea shanty? We didn't really talk about ships.
Oh, we should talk about boat music. I think that would make it good.
So just Tom Waits.
Yacht rock, baby.
Yeah, the what's that? The stupid 70s song about the wreck of something or another.
The wreck
yeah,
of the
the
Edmund Fitzgerald.
No. Yeah.
The legend.
one.
I actually love that
lives
song
on from the
because it was a
on
huge
down.
hit, not because of what it is, but just
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's fun to play it for people and be like, this
Was
got
it.
everybody's ass moving in 1973.
I was conceived to this
This
song.
was it.
Brendan.
Oh, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, man.
Damn, Meatloaf fan through and through.
I'm sticking with it. My mom loves meatloaf. I grew up on meatloaf.
I saw Meatloaf at the Turning
For
Stone
dinner
Casino.
and for music.
Yeah. That's
What
like
up?
the number 3 best-selling record of all time. Still,
Yeah.
Is,
Bad out of hell.
yeah.
Is it
It's a
really?
Todd Rundgren record. That's really what you gotta.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he produced it and played all the lead guitar on it. He did the lead guitar part on the title track in one take, including
Does-
motorcycle sound effects.
Does Meatloaf actually
Ooh.
write any of his music?
No,
Yeah, it's all written for
I
him.
would like to. I'm sure he's tried though, and I would love to hear.
His own shit.
Yeah, but it's all.
You
He's
hear
a-
that, Meatloaf?
you know,
Come on the
He's kind
cast.
of old school in that way.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like a studio guy.
yeah. Well, yeah.
On that note, we're moving on now to topic number 3.
We're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Hell yeah, Marty, let's go.
Okay, my topic. Well, at the top of the show, they mentioned their Patreon, but you can save your money and pay for me to go on Cruise to the Edge. I think it's the premier prog rock cruise.
Premier prog rock cruise like this other ones?
Yeah.
That
That's
does imply a tiered system.
At the end of the cruise, do you meet the edge?
That's a great question. I think it's about $1,500 a ticket. So
Fuck yeah, we can do that.
$1,500 for a cruise. That's not bad. That all inclusive.
that I don't know.
You get all the prog rock you can handle, baby.
Yeah. Dan, do you have the lineup?
Yeah,
pulled up?
I'm about to. I'm one thumb click away.
Okay.
So this. Oh, well, hold on.
The
Nobody tells
headliner-
Stratton about this.
The biggest title is Yes,
Well,
which is
Which
good.
is where it gets its name from.
Yeah.
And then
Of course.
running down the list, your second billing is for a Marillion.
Which are bad.
That's a color.
That's Vermilion,
Oh, right.
yep.
I think.
Then there's Steve Hackett
Steve
from
Hackett.
Genesis.
Jordan
Chill.
Rudess,
I don't know who that is. Do you?
Flying Colors.
Jordan Rudess is the keyboard player for Dream Theater.
Yes.
Oh. That's New Prague. I'm not as familiar with it.
Well, you got
Whoa.
a lot of people like Dream Theater.
I'm aware.
Saga, a band called Anathema, Riverside, The Flower Kings, Haken Protocol, and then this is so they go through all those. I don't know who any of those bands are, and then we hit Stickmen, which is I believe a quartet led by Tony Levin, who was in '80s King Crimson, who famously plays
Oh.
an instrument called the Chapman Stick, which I'll just leave it at that. And the band is comprised of 4 people who play the Chapman Stick, and that's their lineup.
Is this Chapman stick similar to a whamola? That's kind of what
I don't know what that is. So
Whamola, it's like a stick on a bucket with a bass string
No.
on it. And you
No,
hit it with
no,
a drum
it's-
A
stick.
Chapman stick
Actually-
is a tap instrument.
Hold on a
It's
second.
strings
Yes.
and you tap them on.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
yes to that.
Imagine like just a guitar neck, just
Yeah.
the neck, and you play it by taking both hands and
Oh,
tapping
okay.
the
But
strings
it's
down.
like there's like 14 strings.
It's got a
on
lot
it,
of strings.
and
There's kind of
they're
like a bass side and a treble side.
They
Okay.
sort of descend
just-
in reverse order from each other towards the center.
So it's just 4 guys just playing 4 of those.
Well, I don't know if they all, I should have gone and seen them when they were here. Not too long ago, Stickmen graced us with our presence. But let me get to the juicy stuff. You got Stickmen, Pain of Salvation, Pendragon, Gong is on the cruise.
Ooh.
Pretty sick.
Curved Air is
Pretty
also on the
sick.
cruise. King's X is on the
So-
cruise.
Goblin.
this is a lot.
Goblin.
Goblin is on the
I
cruise.
would go to see Goblin.
L'Orme.
Would you go into international waters to see Goblin?
Do you know who
Would
Goblin
you
is?
risk being?
Yeah, I know Goblin.
Okay.
Would you risk being murdered with no consequences to see Goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
I feel
just-
like that's part of the charm.
You have to understand. I'm just asking questions.
How many bands?
Oh, there's
How
it's
many,
got to
like,
be.
what's the total? What's the total ticket here?
I wish,
Is
You
this
can
they
get
should
an-
just call this the bored girlfriend cruise.
Yeah, seriously, it's gonna be all fucking dudes.
It's just gonna be bored girlfriends in there and guys.
It's just gonna be dudes. So are all of these bands actually on the cruise the entire time?
I believe so.
They're gonna
Well, I
be
don't
like
think they're
half the-
airlifting them off, dude.
Well, no. So when I went on a cruise way back when, there was a comedian that actually he jumped from port of call to port of call to different fucking
Oh,
boats,
yeah.
and he would stay on the boat until we like went to another spot, and then he
Right.
helicopter to the next fucking boat.
Well, I don't think Goblin's going to like the Royal Caribbean cruise.
Wait, I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
if,
you go to the Disney
well,
cruise.
they're flying into like fucking like Bahamas,
Barbados.
yeah, or Barbados, coming and playing a show, and then fucking getting on the plane back.
Stickman.
I don't think
Royal
that all.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I don't think all these people are sitting around in a fucking little tiny like cabin with
good-
all the gigantic bases and fucking
Truly,
all
that
their
is a
shit.
good point,
Well,
Chris.
they
Thank you for bringing.
They don't all get their own backline. They have to share.
I think
There's
this.
30 total.
I think this cruise
That's
is actually kind
insane.
of genius.
I
I
tend
bet
to
Because
agree.
who
probably pretty fun.
the people I know who have the most money to waste are like
Oh,
prog
yeah.
rock fans.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
they're middle-aged dudes who are very
100%.
successful and spend money on shit they don't need.
Yeah.
That's who loves this kind of music.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Mike.
Well, then there will be
Yeah,
me
seriously.
also on the cruise.
Are you actually gonna go?
If
We
someone
should-
pays for me to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
That you hear that EIK Nation, return all your political donations,
Yeah.
refund it to you, and send it directly to Marty. They send him halfway around the world to hear some
Let me look up my
You guys
Venmo.
started GoFundMe for this.
At Martin-Paul on Venmo.
That's MARTIN.
I'm looking for
POHL.
I'm looking for 1,500. I'll front 300 of it. That's
for food. And
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what's included. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to pay to eat on the boat.
There is
That's all included.
just
in that.
FYI.
You're
there
probably
is-
gonna, if you're not paying for alcohol, that's like
there
only
is some
$10.
percentage chance we could get you a press pass.
Wait, we could maybe try. I've tricked people.
like
It
that.
totally works to just be like, yeah, we got this podcast,
Yeah.
like lots of downloads. Can we have a press pass?
We're
And
number 2 in
They'll
India
give you a press
right now.
pass.
Right?
two.
That's a big
and we
asset.
got a guy who said he could give us number 1, so that's great.
Yeah.
You want us
We're
for number one? We
close
can make
to
that
number
happen.
one. Now
Yeah.
so Marty told me about this, and naturally I lost my mind because the idea of like the music cruise in general to me is so
Weird.
fucking funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's a music festival on the sea.
It's fun when they usually do one. They do them that are they're like themed around a certain big pole artist.
Well,
Like
yeah,
311 does one.
well, yeah,
every
no,
year, right?
Kid Rock does
Kid
one.
Rock does one.
Paramore does one.
Paramore does one. This is
Weezer.
insane. This is so
Paramore's
like.
big enough to do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
Paracruise.
Paramore's
It-
Parasail would have been my.
I don't know if it's
suggestion
called.
there, but-
I don't know if it's called Para. Whatever I said.
Paracruise.
I'll look it up.
But like, imagine being stuck with all your richest and dorkiest fans
Yeah.
dude.
on a boat.
They
and then,
can't-
and then
they're
you
not
have to
staying on the boat.
imagine-
You have to
There's no
schmooze,
way to
too.
do it.
My dream scenario is
Parahoy.
the Parahoy.
Parahoy?
That's so much better than Parasail.
How did we?
Yeah, wow, that really
Damn.
blew mine out of the water.
That's why they make the big bucks.
So I'm not paid as the rock and roll cruise consultant. But like, imagine what my dream scenario for the prog rock cruise is: we get Marty a press pass, he gets in there, he's having a great time, and then they're stuck at port because someone got coronavirus, and now like all of Yes and all of King's X.
They have to fucking sit with, like you said, their richest and dorkiest fans
Yeah.
who will ask them
So-
probing questions about
A
stuff
bunch of like
that they've
guys
forgotten
with
about.
long hair, like old gray
Yeah.
and blonde mix, long hair, wearing
What-
a surgical mask.
I want to spin this around a little bit. So think about an artist recently maybe won a Grammy that has the most insufferable fans that famously hates their fans.
Banga Boys?
Tool.
Tool hates their fans.
Maynard famously fucking hates Tool fans.
Yeah, I can't speak for Maynard, but I have met the guitarist and the bass player, and they were both totally cool.
Yeah, no, Maynard especially does
Well,
not
did
like
you
his
tell
fucking
them you
fans.
were a Tool fan or not?
No, my friend, I've told Chris this story like 7 times, but there was I was with I want to show you guys this album cover. In case you hadn't seen it. I would go if Nigel Peppercock
yeah.
was playing, I would be all about it.
Speaking of Tool,
Yeah.
here's an album cover with a man who's
Facing straight up.
And
Yeah.
the album is
Okay.
Fresh White Reeboks kicking your ass. Now, if
right.
Nigel Peppercock was playing a cruise, I'd go play it. So,
They don't call him Peppercock for nothing.
we went to an ISIS show, and it was when ISIS was opening for Tool at on like an arena tour, and then they
They
played.
didn't have cruise
they-
shows back then.
They played their last show, and then ISIS played like a small show in New York City as like their farewell from the tour. And we went to that ISIS show, and I'm standing there with my friend, and he was wearing a Tool shirt, and then somebody taps him on the shoulder, and he turns around, and it's the bass player for Tool, and he's like, "Hey, nice shirt," with a British accent. And
Oi,
Oi, bro.
Oh, it's so nice fucking shot
Yeah.
you got back.
and my
nice
friend,
shirt. I'm in that band. One of the historical
friend-
like dick moves.
my friend was he didn't know what to do, so he literally stood there unable to speak, like in a movie when a celebrity talks to you. Yeah, it was very weird.
All I could hear was the bass line from is it Lateralis?
yes,
That's a song.
Schism. Yeah,
Schism. Thank
yeah,
you.
it was. But they were like.
Well,
super
Maynard
cool.
Maynard's a rapist anyway, so he can hate whatever he
alleged
wants.
shit.
They have a cruise called Stink Ship.
Tool's cruise is called Stink Ship, and you think that guy is not a rapist?
No, I just made that up.
Stinkfest is the
Fish could do one and call
I
it
just-
Meat Ship.
Fish
yeah.
couldn't do a cruise. They would have to
they
do
could.
they would have to do a fucking armada. It would
Yeah,
have to be
yeah,
it would have to
right.
be
It'd be so
several. There's
big.
no
Oh
it'd
my
be
god,
on an
little
aircraft
tiny
carrier.
fucking
Yeah.
ships following it.
No, they'd all have to be big ships. That's my point.
Are there ships that are equipped for like 20,000 people?
I don't think so. I think that we have to start like Sealand. I don't think could even support that much.
Well, Sealand's just a platform.
That's a platform. You could pull it, though.
Pacific?
Also, fuck Sealand.
Yeah. Is that your
And
conservative take?
SeaWorld. No, that's my animal justice.
Oh no
take.
no! Sealand is a platform in the Pacific that claims
Oh,
to be a
sovereign
sovereign
state.
nation. Yeah. the
Oh,
sovereign
yeah.
nation.
No, you kids are 20,000. No.
It's
like
an oil platform. That's all it is.
Sealand's cool. SeaWorld, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
SeaWorld. But if SeaWorld hosted a prog rock music festival, that would be
tight.
It's a business saving idea at this point because they are losing public favor rapidly. They're like, well, see, what our whole thing is we take these orca whales, right, and we keep them in a swimming pool.
Yeah, these
until
objectively like
they
intelligent
die.
animals.
We take these migratory water beasts, and we just put them in tepid chlorinated water.
And once in a while they go a little nuts and they kill one of us. We don't see a
Every
problem
now
with
and
it.
then they bite off somebody's arm.
They
Big
sh-
whoop.
They should do a music festival at not SeaWorld, but like at a theme park. That'd be cool. Because then if you don't like someone who's playing, you can go on rides.
That's true.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I went to a music festival that had a Ferris wheel at it. That was okay. So I didn't want to go on it because I don't want to fucking wait in line to go on a Ferris wheel.
Like Coachella?
Osheaga in Montreal, Canada.
Oh. Le
Uh,
Ferris wheel.
Lay Ferris wheel is what it's called. Yes,
They have one of those at Maryland Death Fest.
nice.
No, they don't.
What? Nothing screams death metal to me. Like
It almost-
More than a
carnival
Ferris
rides,
wheel.
honestly.
No, but truly, like
Speaking of
people are nerds. Everyone loves
carnival
fucking
rides,
Yeah,
this has already been done. It's the fucking gathering of the Juggalos.
True.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
go
true.
to that.
I do too.
I'd do that.
I would not go on a Juggalo cruise though. That's where I draw my line.
Oh yeah, you're not
No,
coming
no.
back from that.
I'm not
cruise.
getting stranded. This is the most important thing about
But
a
who
cruise.
knows? They're probably pretty.
They're fine.
they're nice
I've got no
people.
problem with the
Yeah.
Juggalos. They fight
Oh,
neo-Nazis
they're-
in the street.
Yeah,
They're great.
no, I but
Yeah, they'll be
Do you
nice
want to
you.
be stranded on a desert island with them? Is really the question you have to
yes.
ask yourself
No,
when
I
you
would
go.
I would do that, but
You would
not
do
the
Lord
boat,
of- you
not
would
the
do-
cruise.
Not the boat.
You
Not
would do
the
Lord of
cruise,
the Flies with Juggalos?
Absolutely.
What about with prog rock people?
No.
That's
Absolutely fucking not.
this is a serious consideration when you're thinking about going on a cruise with people. You have to understand that these people could become the society in which you live. And for 5 days they will be, but it couldn't be longer.
If the Lord sends down the flood again.
I
Exactly.
think if any group of people like stranded on a desert island was likely to form a productive commune, it's the Juggalos.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Whoop whoop.
It's all about the
Family,
family.
dude.
I agree with that.
I think that it,
Juggalos, come on the podcast.
now which I'd love to have a juggalo on the podcast. I'd love to have Shaggy Two Dope and he could show me his sweet flying kicks. He tried to kick Kid Rock.
No, it was
Good.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
I'd rather have Violent J on.
I don't know the difference between them, but yeah, okay.
One big,
You'll
one small.
learn.
That's true. I'll study up
One
for
of
the
them is
podcast.
violent and one of them is too dope.
But my question is, so we're talking about music cruise people, and which genre of music do you think would be most conducive to a like Snowpiercer situation where like
Probably the prog rock cruise.
yes, and if the engine stops, we all freeze to death.
Yeah, that sounds like a prog song.
Wait,
to
they
be
would
honest.
probably
I feel
come.
like
They
all
would probably
just
come
naturally.
like prepared too. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
brought
yeah.
a lot of stuff with them.
You can't
absolutely.
fucking power a cruise ship on a theremin. You simply can't. I know that you want to drive the boat based on hopes and dreams, like they taught you on fucking Mr. Wizard and Magic School Bus, but you need gasoline.
If I die, I want to die listening to Roundabout. That sounds
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, at sea.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I'm going down, and so's the band.
Every time I think about it again, just like having a bunch of prog rock people on a fucking boat is just it's just blowing my fucking mind every time I go back to it.
There's no casuals on that boat. You know? Nobody just wound up on the prog rock boat. Nobody's
Except
like,
the
well,
bored
we wanted to do.
Spouses, yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
spouses.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're coming though, man.
That's a
I mean,
decision. That's a big decision.
Here's the thing: you don't have to worry about infidelity on the prog rock cruise either.
That is
because
true.
Nobody, it's
Disagree.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You think
Jordan
that
Rudess is going to steal your wife.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is there's going to be
Steal
no
your wife or
women.
you give your wife to them.
Yeah.
That's a concern too. Sure.
What I'm saying is it's not very horny music. It doesn't get me horny.
Disagree.
Disagree. Marty,
Do I get horny listening to prog?
answer the question. Stop stalling.
The people need to know.
Yeah, Foxtrot's a pretty horny album. Sure.
Every time I watch Suspiria and hear the Goblin soundtrack.
Yeah.
King's X. We don't have any King's X fans here, do we? That's a big band, you know. That's like your Dream Theater of yesteryear kind of thing, you know. Like big
I think
cult.
Dream Theater is the Dream Theater of yesteryear.
Those people are horny too.
Yes is the Dream Theater of.
What's the other?
Yeah,
modern
Yes
rock
is the
band?
Dream Theater of yesteryear for sure.
The other what?
Porcupine Tree.
Oh,
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Every time you say a prog rock band,
I'm smiling and nodding. Dog.
I'm just listen. I know a couple. I know King Crimson.
Uh-huh.
I know Dream Theater.
I'll tell you
Yes.
who is not a horny band is that second band Marillion, who we kind of breezed over. They're like one of the. Are you familiar?
I'm not
with this?
familiar with them.
Terminally unhorny band.
They're like if you took every bad thing about each prog band, like every indefensible, you know.
No such thing.
And combined.
Strong disagreement. I'll let you finish.
There's not, because in context, much like the mercury in vaccines, it works. But in Marillion, it's like all those bad parts are just exposed and naked to everything, and it's just terrible. Let me see if I can pull some up while you continue discussion.
I just the big question.
What's another genre of music that would be absolutely insufferable on a cruise ship?
Synth pop.
Yeah.
Probably synth pop.
Jazz.
Dubstep,
Jazz.
jazz.
Oh
Great
God!
for any other context, and
Yeah.
they're just on a boat.
But I feel like on a boat with jazz, everybody would be like, "Excuse me, cool man. Hey, no problem, Daddy-o." Like,
Have you ever seen jazz before?
no, I'm not talking about the musicians. I'm talking about
jazz DJ conference.
this is me.
Hey, Daddy-o, what is this? The 40s?
It's like, hey, Daddy-o, what are these shrimp? Oh, I love shrimp. Like that's what I'm.
Shrimp really
There's
makes
a
me
lot of-
think about this Charlie Parker riff that I learned.
To be fair, when I was going to school for music,
I was just gonna say.
there was a professor, and I always remember that the first day of class, and he was like the jazz guy at the school. The first
Soul
day,
Patch.
Yeah, the first day of class, there was a
How many soul patches
I
did
don't
he
remember
have?
what the kid's name was, but everybody like went through and said their names, and I don't remember what this dude's name was, but the guy was like, "It's a groovy name," and then moved on to the next
yeah.
person.
Nothing better than
really?
telling someone they have a good name.
You got a groovy name,
A
bro.
groovy name.
Groovy name.
Groovy name.
Yeah, I can't imagine being in a context with like all the jazz kids from music school,
It's
but
rough.
as adults, you know.
It's rough.
Yeah. We're grasping at straws here, but it's
You just have to-
take our word for it.
You just have to think about like they're all going to be shitting into the same cistern as you.
Yeah.
They're all going to be eating from the same shrimp bowl as you.
Right.
Like you guys will all get the same strain of listeria.
The
well, okay.
cistern is supposed to be where the clean water is.
Okay, let me
I don't
take a
fucking.
step back.
I'm not a fucking boat doctor.
The jazz guys are, and the jazz people are probably fine. In terms of like who would I want to get stuck with potentially, that's all well and good. I was just
Creed
imagining.
one.
I was imagining like small combo jazz groups being like the entire.
Just a
field.
butt
Like,
rock cruise.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Warp Tour on a
that would be.
cruise.
Well, the
Just
thing,
fucking Bud Light and Vans.
the problem
entire
is
fucking
when
time.
when the cruise crashes into the coral reef and then you end up on the desert island. Who's the parents that they rage against? You know, if you're talking about Warp
It's true.
Tour. Like, who are the Warp Tour kids gonna
is true.
fucking get mad at if not you?
It's like summer camp. They like send their kids
Yeah.
onto the
It's
Warped
on the
Tour
fucking
cruise.
cruise.
Exactly.
But it's just wives.
We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yikes! Lost at sea with the Warp Tour
With some 41.
Sub 41.
sub 41.
Sub 41. Well, Sub 41 rescues them.
Yeah.
Right,
The sub
okay,
that comes in
yeah.
Rex.
That fits the narrative. Let's listen to some Marillion here to give you an idea, because we're not talking like this. You know, Yes is on the cruise for sure.
You think that phone has a headphone jack?
Oh no, but I'm gonna play it
Okay.
into the mic if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
Is it going to do this for like 7 minutes?
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna do a little scan.
I think you did literally skip 6 minutes ahead.
I did.
Jumpity
There's our
jump,
drums.
jumpity boopity boppity boom. Oh, fuck yeah! That is the sound of a middle-aged man putting a bandana across his forehead
Oh my
like a samurai. in the sunset.
You know what? The first thing I thought of was that fucking dumb movie that we watched, Barbarella.
Barbarella?
Yeah.
I'm thinking more, this is more like the soundtrack, the non-Tangerine Dream soundtrack to Legend.
Okay, yeah.
Very much.
Yep. That's
Now
what
it's
I was
just for
thinking
7
about.
minutes.
Oh boy.
Fuck yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it when we're good and ready.
Hold on.
It's getting late.
Oh no.
We're scribbling and scratching on the paper.
All right, you got to get out of my house now.
So this is number 2 on the bill.
Second top bill.
Script up disky bip 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 boo. Friggin' did it in bip bip boo.
The weekend career girl never boarded the plane. They said this could never happen again.
Damn, that's deep.
So wrong, so wrong.
Kind of like a Kmart Genesis.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
All of these.
Off-brand Genesis.
This sucks. You know?
It's not
This doesn't even make sense in the open air on the boat.
Best
Like, you
value
can't
Genesis.
We've never gotten like a context strike or anything like that. I hope that we get fucking striked for
for
these guys.
Marillion.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to
I'd
start
print it
a-
out and put it up on my goddamn wall.
I'd love to start a feud with Marillion.
We should do it.
Yeah, why not?
Let's fucking go after these motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah.
Then we become
Dude, be careful. You do not want to upset online prog rock fans.
They got a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, Martin.poll, Venmo. If you want to make this a reality,
Tell you what, just send the money to our Patreon and we will forward it.
Yeah, we'll make sure he gets
who's
every
in this
every
yes
cent.
lineup? That's going to be a make or break.
I don't
for
know,
me.
but I just want to hear the songs, man. You know. I don't know why Carl Palmer's not
wanna-
on the cruise.
I
You know
want
what?
to text Scranton and see if he
tweet,
knows about this. He
tweet
definitely
at
knows
the
about this.
festival's Twitter page
Okay.
and tell them to put Marty on as a press pass. Demand to see
Yeah.
Marty
I want
Poll.
to know.
Please, yeah.
What's it called?
Cruise to the edge,
Cruise?
down by the water. Literally on the water. I would love to see.
Oh, Cruise to the Edge right there.
Cruise to the edge.
Look at that.
Who's in Gong these days too? Because then the head Gong passed away a few years ago.
I don't know. Do they just like hand out LSD before they start playing?
And you should actually probably tweet
I mean-
at them. You have the podcast Twitter.
They have
will
a
do
Cruise
it.
to the Edge Twitter.
Yeah.
Like someone's job is to
Oh,
run.
and it's verified too.
well, naturally, but I feel like that's some real backdoor verification right out of the gate. Like,
Yeah, we know who you
contacted
are.
months ahead of time. Yeah.
All
This
right.
is- Cruise to the edge.
Do we have, give Marty money so that we can make this dream a reality.
Yeah, it'll be worth your while.
Just think about how happy you'll make Marty.
Yeah.
And how happy you'll make us to hear Marty's reporting about it.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. I'll report live. I'll bring.
Yeah.
I have a Zoom recorder. I'll bring it.
You're gonna run. Actually, a great cruise to be stuck on if your Zoom recorder has any problems. A bunch of fucking dork rock fans. He's been asking me this question about his Zoom recorder, like that, or one that he borrowed from school for something that was not functioning correctly, and I was like, I don't know. It might be this. It might be that. It might be this other
But
thing.
if I bring it on the Prague cruise, it's fixed.
Oh, done.
2 for 1
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
Instantly.
absolutely.
2 for 1.
Hey, everybody. Another breaking news story.
Uh-oh.
538 has updated their projections for who will win the Democratic primary. And the front runner is now Mr. Bernard Sanders.
Bernie!
In fact, Split Convention is now number 2 on their predictions.
Oh!
Split
Coin toss.
Split convention beats Trump.
Guys, this is your last chance, media people, to not seem like utter fucking idiots.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough math in this situation. It's no longer, blue no matter who. It's like you got to bring this guy to the top because you're going to hemorrhage like millions of people by not nominating him.
All right, folks. Well, nominate Bernie Sanders. That's the one thing you should do today.
Well, one of two. The other is give me money.
Yeah.
15. We have a new
Sorry,
Patreon
sorry,
tier. That's $1,500.
$1,500. You get to send Marty on a cruise. $3,000, you get to go on the cruise with Marty.
Yeah.
And he
No,
may or may not
3,000
talk
puts
to you.
me on the cruise.
Sorry.
With Marty.
Gotcha.
$4,500
Yeah, there you go.
puts Marty, Dan, and our friend Mike Scranton on the cruise.
Yeah, we got to send Scranton.
$6,000. You get to go. They may or may not socialize with you.
All I'm saying is Bloomberg could pay for all of us to go.
Oh, fuck yeah. It would be a drop in the bucket. That's a parking ticket for Bloomberg.
He would make more money in the time it took him to say yes to that.
And the amount of good press he'd get from that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
amount of good press.
Oh, an American oligarch like Bloomberg, not seeming like an utter pile of shit.
Who's financing the Prague cruise? Can we get
Bloomberg.
Natch?
Bloomberg.
Mike Bloomberg, huge Porcupine Tree fan, from what I understand. Wait, I have the site pulled up. I want to look at the. There's all these.
I think
we
we're
only
trying to
looked
wrap things up, but you're.
I said
You're
this is going
unwrapping
to be a
it.
2-hour extended cut, but you know.
That's what the listeners want.
Oh, shipboard etiquette. There's a whole section on that.
Wait, they're saying like don't be dickheads on the chat.
Yeah, if by chat you mean boat.
Live chat.
Yes.
On the Blue Cruises Incorporated, a Norwegian cruise line,
Oh, so it's
has
through
adopted
Norwegian.
a zero tolerance policy and will not permit behavior by any OTB passengers which negatively impacts the comfort, enjoyment, health, safety, or well-being of other passengers.
No mosh pits.
Right.
I don't think you have to really worry about that.
No public nudity or lewd behavior. No taunting, bullying, abusive, or disruptive language or
Wait, hold on.
I would just like to say the chance in Poughkeepsie before you go into a show. I don't know if it's at all shows, but I went to see Baroness, and they made me sign a contract saying that I would
Excuse
not
me?
stage dive before they let me in.
Where was that?
The chance in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, fuck the Chance. Yo, I staged over at the Chance so many times, and they tried to stop me. And then they kicked me out, but still.
Well, see, but now they make you sign a form first.
Yeah.
So then you won't do it. Ding dong.
Yeah, also at the Chance, a friend of mine, somebody dropped a beer bottle, and a friend of mine fell hands first into the glass. And they gave him a dirty rag and told him to go outside.
Bleed somewhere else, nerd.
Is there a better metaphor for the Democratic
Fuck
Party?
the Chance. Also, the fucking Chance made us sell tickets for a show.
No.
And
Boo.
then, because we sold the most tickets, they put us on at 2 a.m. so that the people that came for us wouldn't leave.
Got him.
How many bands were on that bill?
5.
That's like a Dan Paoletti move.
Yeah.
He does shit like that.
No. Oh, well, 5 bands I do, but not pay to play. No, nobody gets paid. Not not me, not the band.
Not ever.
But you could pay me $1,500 to go on the cruise,
Right.
$4,500 for Dan
And
to
a
also
guest.
go on the cruise, and a guest.
And you.
Wait, it's $3,000 more to bring one person with you?
We're trying to make money here, Brendan, okay?
We gotta wet our beaks too.
we gotta
I'm
buy a
sorry,
new
this
Zoom
promotion
recorder.
isn't fucking
Yeah, this isn't
free.
free.
My time is valuable. Speaking of time,
I just want
Folks,
to remind everyone that Bernie Sanders literally ran a DIY venue in Burlington.
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what crazy.
Folks, if you're still listening, thank you so much for listening.
We appreciate you. Thank you, folks, for listening. Guys, thanks for coming on tonight again. It's good to talk to you, good chatting with you. Do you have anything to plug? Anything coming up?
Cruise to the Edge is the world's premier prog rock boat cruise.
I want to know the other prog rock cruise. There's got to be another one.
The words prog rock boat cruise may be the last thing I think before I slip into a coma. And it just rings in my ear for eternity.
It's just Joe Biden whispering that into your fucking ear as you pass away.
Don't worry about it, Joe.
Prog rock boat cruise sounds like something Trump would say while trying to find the words he's actually looking for. I don't know.
Nancy-
we have the best prog rock boat cruise
Nancy-
programs for.
Nancy Pelosi and the fraudulent Dems have done a total prog rock boat cruise. Damn it. Impeachment.
The Edge.
The Edge. Oh, fuck.
This great nation has the world's premier prog rock boat cruise.
Listen, it's put out by fucking Norwegian, whatever the
This is
fuck.
the fucking worst set of Trump impressions I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I don't care that much.
Listen, folks, since I've been in office, I don't know why I give him a list.
I feel
Listen,
like doing a
since
good Trump impression is like taking him too seriously.
Yeah. I'm Donald Trump, and this is how I sound.
It's like Tom Brokaw.
Tonight on 2020.
Tonight on 2020, I think that we should be able to flush less times to make my big doo-doo go away.
Imagine a toilet malfunction on the Prague Rock boat cruise. On
Oh,
Cruise
that's
to the Edge.
that's par for the course. That's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Rich foods create rich shits.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this.
Yeah, it's
Do they dump it? What do they do with the boat?
Put it right in the sea, right?
Yeah. Cruise ships are famously like the most polluting
They're
thing
like the Dave
ever.
Matthews Band tour bus of the ocean.
Except
Just dumping
He
shit.
probably has a cruise.
No.
He probably does.
No.
You'd go on it.
I would.
Dave definitely
I
has
would.
a cruise.
You know, I've never seen Dave despite my...
Spack? David
I've
Spack?
never seen David Spack at all.
David
these
Spack?
years. David Spack
David Spack.
from News Radio.
Thank you
Wait,
for having
no.
us.
Dan, you're playing a show, aren't you?
Oh yeah, this Sunday night.
Sunday,
February
Sunday.
9th at
Pint size.
Pint Size.
Oh, really?
in
Pint
Albany.
size? Cool.
Me and my friend Pink Noise will be providing a live improvised score to the film Tron Legacy,
I saw that on Twitter today.
along with live visual glitch effects by my other friend Derek Notzel, who's a friend of the pod, friend of the B-side.
Sure.
If he's not a friend of the pod,
He should be. I think
You
I
should get
follow
Derek
him
on
on
here.
Twitter.
Get Derek in.
I'll have to see his face.
Derek's got some stuff to say.
Sure.
About stuff.
Yeah.
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 What time's that at?
Night.
Perfect.
I'll repost it. Follow us. We fucking
Yeah.
retweet everything. You'll see it. Don't
Marty,
be a
what do you
friggin'
got
ding
going
dong.
I don't really have much going on except this cruise to the edge.
Priority A.
You can follow me on Twitter. I don't remember my handle, and I
Luke
delete
Tram.
it every other day. But
Yeah.
Follow at B-Side Cassettes for all the premium Marty content.
which I also delete. You got to be on
Oh,
top of it.
Yeah, you got to really be on top of your feet to catch
Yeah.
the good stuff.
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. I like it to be an experience.
It's ineffable, you know. It's ephemeral. As soon as you try to put a name on it, it slips through your fingers. It's like a moment in time.
Yeah,
So
actually,
beautiful.
Loop Tram, it's on now. I forgot I
Yeah.
I thought you
undeleted it.
deleted it.
Loop Tram.
It-
That's the one.
It goes in and out.
I
depending
tried
on-
to get a group message with you two on Twitter because I was like, I'm sure that they're both on that, and then you weren't there. So then I.
It depends how frustrated I get with shit I'm reading, where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore, and then I'm at work and I'm looking for something to do, and then I'm like, I'm back.
I'm back,
What's
baby.
Got bored of being bored. Came back.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. And be
I say be nice, motherfucker. Be nice. Take care of yourself.
B. Loomberg.
Don't be Bloomberg.